fight for glory on the famous MCG. When the altar rose, it's the greatest place of all. When the altar rose, it's the greatest place of all. I remember the days my grandpa took me to see you. His great love was the mighty Aussie game, and his heroes became my idols as they strode the MCG, and to be there for the big one was my aim. The 7 wonders of the world, I stood and looked in awe, but there's something back in my hometown that gives me more. 'Cause when the altar rose, it's the greatest place of all. When the altar rose, it makes your night good talk. To see the fight for glory on the famous MCG. When the altar rose, it's the greatest place of all. When the altar rose, it's the greatest place of all.
Welcome, wherever you may. Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Premier, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. On behalf of the Victorian Football League, welcome.
Final preparations from the Carlton rooms to the Hawthorn rooms. And the boys, obviously, naturally, a little toey. But when they run out onto this ground, when a crowd in excess of 100,000 through the banners, those first couple of minutes are going to be absolutely electric. What about the two coaches? They've been through absolutely everything through 6 months to try and get where they are today. Robert Walls and Alan Jeans.
Hawthorn coach Alan Jeans began his senior playing career with St Kilda in 1955. And perhaps his 77 games as a player are not legendary, but his skills as a coach most certainly are. Alan Jeans will always be remembered for 1966, the year his Saints won their first and only premiership. The Saints snuck home by just 1 point from Collingwood in a thriller. In 1976, Jeans decided it was time to take a break, and it was not until 1981 that Hawthorn lured him to Glenferrie. The Jeans style was perfect for Hawthorn and brought startling results. The Hawks picked up the 1983 flag and are battling it out in their 4th consecutive grand final. Grand finals are not new to Carlton coach Robert Walls either. He enjoyed an illustrious career as a player and was a key member of 3 Carlton premiership sides. Walls learnt much from his 260 games, and in 1981, Fitzroy persuaded him to try his hand as a coach. In 1986, he answered the call from Princes Park and returned to coach his beloved Blues. Walls, the coach, is blessed with a great knowledge of football, and many of his tactics in season 86 have brought him praise from his peers. The Blues have beaten Hawthorn once already in this year's final series, but Walls knows only too well that today is another matter. Hawthorn are a hardened finals combination, and Alan Jeans are cagey opponent.
To the coaches and the players of these two sides, today is their day. But of course, there can only be one winner. To both sides, we say all the very best of luck. They've worked so hard to get here, and to the victor go the spoils. Well, the atmosphere down here on the ground is absolutely electric, and I'm sure up in our commentary team, the boys can feel it just as much as we can. And heading our commentary team once again, as we welcome him to the coverage, Peter Landing.
Thank you, Sandy. Good afternoon to you, and a very good afternoon, everyone, wherever you are.
Players now, and the tension that would be inside the stomach of those players at this very moment. You know, I've never been there. You have, Lou, but I can imagine just how those players do feel at this very moment.
You certainly do, and I can imagine what both sides are going through. The coach is walking amongst the players, revving them up.
Would they need any revving up now?
Well, no, they don't, but the coach still thinks he's doing the right thing by them, Peter, and he'll be at it until they hit the ground. And, of course, I think it's been mentioned many times, Bob. Once they get out on the ground, you've been a coach, they're on their own, baby, aren't they?
Yes, if the minute they run down that race, on the race, ready to come onto the ground for the 1986 Grand Final.
Carlton led out by their captain, Mark McClure. Mark has played in 3 grand finals previously. Interestingly, they've won them all.
Well, that's right, and it's a good feeling, a psychological feeling in his favour that every grand final he's played in, the last 3 he played in, he won them, Bob, and that must make him feel terribly confident.
One player we should be keeping our eye on, he'll certainly be in the play, number 11 for Carlton, Bruce Dool. You can't miss him. He is the oldest player on the ground by the Hawthorn captain, Michael Tuck. He's playing his last game, win or lose, and it was actually, I think, Bruce Dool that broke the banner, Bob.
Well, I think that's fair enough, because the man has been an ornament to the game, and, well, there's always a touch of sadness when somebody like Bruce Dool does decide to give the game away. There isn't any doubt, I don't think, in anybody's mind that Bruce Dool could play another year, but I can understand the thinking of a Bruce Dool. You know, let's go out with a grand final, let's go out on top, and the man certainly has been on top, not just for 1 year, but for the whole period of time that he's been in VFL football.
Peter, how do you replace a player of the calibre of Bruce Dool? It's just about impossible. I should imagine that famous number 11 we put away in mothballs until the right youngster comes along.
OK, well, many great players have had it at Carlton. I remember Johnny Gould playing in number 11, and now Bruce Dool, of course, so whoever takes it has got a tough job ahead. Hawthorn, they've played in the last 3 grand finals. They won in 1983 convincingly from Essendon. The Bombers came from behind to beat them in 84, and they thrashed them last year. The Hawks certainly have something to prove this year, and they're about to make their entrance onto the Melbourne Cricket Ground for the 4th year in succession.
Well, there they are now, and being revved up at the last moment by their coach, Alan Jeans. Let's say this, he'd be classed as the doyen of coaches because he's possibly the oldest coach in the business. But there's one great thing about Alan Jeans, Bob. He loves football, and that's why he's so successful, I would say.
I don't think there's any problem with age, because I think Norm Smith was a better coach at the end of his tether than, you know, well into the piece. I think the maturity, even as coaches, it sounds ridiculous to say that a man gets maturity at about 48, 49 and thereabouts. But I think it has happened in the case of coaches. I do believe so, and I say quite openly that I believe the Alan Jeans that's coaching Hawthorn now is a far better coach than the man who coached St Kilda to a premiership.
And here comes Hawthorn, led onto the ground by their captain, Michael Tuck.
And what a great player this fella's been with the beard. Number 17, you'll see him performing today. One of the great players in Victorian football over the last 12 or 13 years, and he'll be trying like every other player, but it must be a great feeling, Bob. I played him at 3 grand finals, and I know, you know, you think, OK, that's great, but you can never go to a grand final at this particular stage unless you get the lump in the throat. I bet we've all got it here at this present moment.
Well, you can imagine how the players feel, Lou, because I get it every year and I'm not even out there.
That's right.
It is a great atmosphere. Hawthorn, as I said, have something to prove because they were annihilated in a one-sided contest last year. But I think most of us here would agree, Bob and Lou, that Hawthorn and Carlton have been the 2 best sides in 1986.
Well, there's no doubt about that. Possibly the Carlton side, the best team that money could buy. Hawthorn still going on their happy way, and they are a real professional side. I think Bob will agree with that.
Hawthorn finished on top of the ladder at the end of 22 games. And they were beaten by Carlton in the second semi, and in the finish beaten quite convincingly. And I do agree with you, Pete, that these 2 sides, to me, have proven themselves to be the best 2 sides in the competition this year.
Bob, while the players are coming around doing their laps prior to the match, let's take a look at some of the players that we should be keeping our eye on. And first of all, from Hawthorn, Robert Di-Domenico, co-winner of the Brownlow medal on Monday night for the best and fairest in the competition.
Yes, and what a great, well, a great thing for football, the Di-Domenico and the Di-Domenico type. He and Greg Williams are ball players, but they're really tough ball players. If you get in their way, as Michael Reeves found out the other week, it does make a difference.
Well, Tom Alvin, man up
today, I would imagine, is Tom Alvin. Now, Alvin's played most of his football on the back line as a defender, and he will be as a defender. And I think Alan Jeans might well, have Alvin's opponent, Di-Domenico, chasing Reece Jones around.
All right, players to watch. We continue with Jason Dunster. I guess we'll be seeing him on duel, Bob.
Well, he would be one of the keys to the game. He struggled against Bruce Gould 2 weeks ago, but did an excellent job last week against Gary Pert. And Pert, youthful, exuberant, plenty of pace, and Dunstall really worried him last week, and the duel between he and Bruce Gould could have a big effect on the result of the game.
I guess Dunstall will have to move around as much as he did last week on duel, Bob.
This is the man that is a monument to football, and I, for one, say, well done, Bruce Gould, regardless of what today's outcome is, regardless of how the man's playing. I don't think I've ever seen a more consistent footballer in the years that I've been watching football.
Certainly must agree with that. Gould playing his 359th game today. He came originally from the Melbourne suburb of Jacana. One of the players that Hawthorn will be certainly looking for. He kicked 4 goals last week, originally from South Australia. Probably Bobby's best game for the year last week.
Another man that I've been looking for to improve on 2 weeks ago, because he did struggle against Carlton 2 weeks ago. But we do know the capabilities of John Platten. He's an exciting player. He is on the bottom of the packs. And of course, another South Australian, Craig Bradley, has come across and probably been the surprise packet of the South Australians. Motley, Kernahan and Bradley, and early in the season we saw Bradley in such magnificent form. Now, not when I say early in the season, he hasn't really dropped away. He did not quite vote quite as well in the Brownlow as we might have thought, but we'll have a big say in who wins this game today.
So will this player, Bob. Dermot Brereton, half forward for Hawthorn.
Yes, he and his opponent. 2 weeks ago, he started off and had by far the better of Dorotich in the first quarter, but after the report, Dermot Brereton looked as though he went amongst the fairies, and I don't think Dermot Brereton will have any effect, whether he's reported or not. His opponent, John Dorotich, ineligible to win the Brownlow medal, but then picked up a great number of votes, I think 14 votes, and did really well. And John Dorotich and Dermot Brereton, another 2 players to have the gap between the sides.
All right, let's go down now once again to our Master of Ceremonies, Ron Casey.
Ladies and gentlemen,
The toss with Peter Donegan. Pete.
Right, Mark McClure calling. Carlton has won the toss, and Mark McClure will kick to the Richmond end, the left-hand side of the screen.
Right, thank you, Pete. So, Mark McClure, first blood to Carlton. Well, there's no doubt about the atmosphere of a grand final. But we have to go back to 1970 for the greatest crowd ever seen here at the MCG. And one man who was lucky enough to play in that was Peter McKenna. Pete, 121,000 fans. What is the atmosphere of a crowd like that like?
Well, there is no feeling like it. In fact, I just felt the same thing when I stood out in the middle then. But it was an amazing crowd that year. And, of course, that was the days of standing room in the crowd here at the MCG. And it was a great atmosphere. And those players today would, even the players that have played for Hawthorn in the last 4 grand finals, would be feeling those nerves.
Yes, it's fantastic for them now with the toss decided. They go through their preliminaries. How long does it take them? How long did it take you to settle down?
Well, I don't think you feel your legs. When you run out on the ground, you don't feel your legs. It's a mad scramble for 5 minutes. It takes at least 5 minutes for the players to settle down and play their normal style of game. You'll find the first 5 minutes are absolutely ferocious as players tear in, and you'll see a lot of tough work in that first 5 minutes of the game.
Just then we were looking at a man playing his last game, Bruce Gould.
Well, Bruce Gould has been an amazing player, and what a fitting farewell it would be for him if they could go out with a premiership. But I'm sure Jason Dunstall will be thinking otherwise, and he'll have his work cut out, Bruce, on Jason, a youngster, against a great old man of football.
Well, the players are getting rid of the tracksuits. The atmosphere within the crowd is building, and the tension too is mounting. So in just a few minutes' time, we're going to be set for a grand clash. Well, they've had some great encounters in the past, and today, I'm sure, will be absolutely no exception. But before the players get down to business for this 86 grand final, let's just relive some of those past encounters.
The first VFL Grand Final was played in 1897, and in the decade to follow, Carlton emerged a premiership force to be reckoned with. Today, and 14 premierships later, Carlton do battle with Hawthorn for the 1986 flag. And despite the modern-day successes of both clubs, this year marks the first time these great sides have confronted each other on Grand Final Day. They have, however, met 3 times in season 86. In fact, the season commenced as it will finish, with Hawthorn taking on Carlton. That day belonged to the Hawks, as they crushed the Blues by 36 points. The return bout came in round 12, right here at the MCG. And again the Hawks emerged victorious, this time by 23 points. Hawthorn finished the season on top of the VFL ladder and hot favourites for the flag. Hawthorn, they said, had Carlton's measure. It was said Carlton would buckle under the intense pressure of the finals. Come second semi-final day 1986, most people expected Hawthorn to cruise into the grand final. But Carlton displayed enormous spirit in snatching victory by 28 points. The Hawks had their chances to win, but Carlton withstood the challenge. The Hawks were forced to overcome sentimental favourites Fitzroy in the preliminary final, and their 56-point win was more like the Hawthorn combination we've come to expect. Today, Hawthorn and Carlton meet face to face in the ultimate confrontation, the 1986 VFL Grand Final.
So the ground has been all but cleared. Those that remain are the players and the umpires. To all of them, we wish them well. And now to our commentary team once again, here's Peter.
Thank you, Sandy. The umpires, incidentally, are Peter Cameron, who's no stranger to VFL Grand Finals, and John Russo, umpiring his first big one in September. Bob Skilton, out of the Hawthorn side, it would appear Rittman, Jenke and Judge.
Yes, and onto the bench, Morris and Kennedy. Robertson and McKenzie onto the bench for Carlton.
Well, I'm a bit... There's DiPiero Manico, and of course the winner of the 19, or he tied with Williams for the Brownlow medal, the best and fairest player in the league, and he'll have the job probably minding Reece Jones. I don't know whether Hawthorn will take that chance, Bob.
Gary Ayres.
Well, we'll wait and see just how they line up. Gary Ayres looks as though he might be picking up Reece Jones at the present moment.
And Dermot Brereton, of course, being tagged by number 6, Dorotich.
Langford, the centre-half back on Kernahan. Muir, full back on Hunter.
So there's a wild scramble out there to pick up players in positions, and that's the usual way of the grand final. But Dorotich still chasing Hunter, who's been tagged here now by Chris Mew.
Tuck's gone into Melbourne.
Well, there's a bit of confusion in the centre. No one seems to know who's picking up who. I notice Bradley's been picked up now by Eade.
First quarter of the 1986 VFL Grand Final. It's between Carlton and Hawthorn. Hawthorn kicking to the right. A bad bounce. Dia gets first touch, but it's going Carlton's way. Blue ball to half forward, but the Brownlow medalist gets the first kick of the game. Back to centre wing. Dorotich and Brereton tangle. English, Curran, Platten. Platten at centre field. Lovely balk to get around Madden. The two number 44s. Dunstall leads out just a little bit too far from Gould. And the flying doormat sees the ball and his opponent safely over the boundary line. It'll be a throw in at the left half forward flank for Hawthorn, about 50 metres from their goal. Hawthorn kicking to the western stand-in. Number 44 is Madden. With Dia, number 14 for Hawthorn. Ball put it out by Bradley. Almost a mark to Wallace. Langford went through very solidly. Picked up by Wallace for Hawthorn. Buckenara. He'll be very keen to do well today because we remember... Why wasn't that a mark, Bob?
Well, it was just about a mark. I noticed that Blackwell's down behind the play, but he's okay.
We watch on replay and we see just how Blackwell went down as Dorotich. No, it wasn't the Blackwell incident.
Brereton into the goal square. Dunstall! And Dunstall has a chance to bring up the first score of the game. It should be a goal, and he would be still suffering from butterflies in the tummy, I'm sure. Now he's only about 10 metres out, if that. Bruce Dool just having a look at the goalpost, and it's a swirling wind, so perhaps the kick not as easy as it might look from here. Crowd behind the goal like it. They're all Hawthorn supporters. Hawthorn get off to a very good start. One goal at the 1:50 mark of the first quarter.
An excellent mark by Jason Dunstall, and after playing so poorly against Bruce Dool 2 weeks ago, well, you couldn't ask for any more than to take the first mark and bring up first goal. So well done, Jason Dunstall. And when you say well done, look at the difference. 38 games, Jason Dunstall, 359 Bruce Dool.
Hawthorn scoring first blood in the 86 Grand Final. The Hawks leading by 6 points.
Good start for Hawthorn. Madden got the tap down and fumbled at centre field again. Picked up that time and driven down by Swab over Hawthorn's half-forward line. Coming out to meet it as Glasgow played a great game, but he fumbled. There's a touch of nerves amongst all the players. Montley's, he gets that hand pass out there on the half-back line. A long kick. There's a chance for DiPiero Manico. Bounced the wrong way. Going, Evans was grabbed, didn't have the ball, but the umpire called play on. Tapped on by Langford. Goes across to Abbott. Driven back by Wallace. Punched out again by Dean. The ball comes back towards little Loveridge. And Loveridge boots the ball over the half-forward line. Coming out now. Harms has got it. Right on the 50-metre defence line. Umpire calling play on. He's a bit confused. Over to Inglis. Inglis gets the ball out wide. There's a go from Meldrum. He's got it. And Tuck was late on the scene. Could be a 15-metre penalty. No, the umpire didn't pay that. The kick by Meldrum didn't cover a great distance. Kernahan nearly marked that, but umpire's not giving any charity. There's Johnson streaming away from the pack. Going for the goals. This looks good. It might be through. No, was touched right on the line. And it's 1 point. So Carlton rebounding very quickly.
Gee, that wind carried the ball then.
Carlton 1 point to Hawthorn 1 goal, 6 points into the quarter by 3.5 minutes. And it's at a hectic pace at the moment, Bob.
It certainly is, Lou, and it'll be interesting just to see how they settle down. A lovely mark there.
Lovely mark to Langford.
Play on.
Play on, he called. Hand pass coming back now to Wallace. Wallace in everything over to Weed. Well, that should be a free kick to Curran. The umpire's going to play a bit of a box on between Ayres and Rhys Jones. Well, the umpire's already getting the book out. It looks as though Rhys Jones could be booked.
He's gone.
And by a boundary umpire. What a sensational start.
Cameron, though.
I think the boundary umpire came over too to have something to say, Pete.
Let's see what happened there. Ayres and Rhys Jones in a tangle.
Well, I don't know if that's a reportable offence, is it? Could you...
Not unless something happened before that.
That's rather strange. Let's hope it doesn't put Rhys Jones off his game, because he's a brilliant player. They need him here today. Or going back to Ayres, he gets the free kick. I thought it might have been a mark to Curran and a free kick, but he's, of course...
15-metre penalty too.
15-metre penalty. This brings him right up to the wing position. Into the quarter by just on 5 minutes. And Hawthorn lead by 5 points.
Gary Ayres from left centre wing. Looks for Brereton. Clatton. He'll scramble down there, and we will see a bounce. Still at Hawthorn's left half-forward flank. I guess judging by the wind or the flags here, Carlton kicking with the assistance of it, but of course in this stadium it does swirl round a lot. Almost over the boundary line. Still in play. Now it's over. It will be a free kick to Carlton in the right back pocket, and the recipient will be John Dorotich.
Bob, they're certainly not giving Rhys Jones the latitude he had in the second semi-final. Ayres is not leaving his side.
No, they're not going to let a player run around and do the damage that he did in that game.
Yes, he was best on the ground. I think most of us would agree there. 4 Carlton players. Tommy Alvin is the one to get there first. Alvin's kick over the heads of a lot of players down there. It bounces Carlton's way from McClure. The opposite captain is Michael Tuck. DiPiero Manico starting well for Hawthorn at left centre wing. Buckenara, mile in the air, couldn't take it. Clatton. Oh, grab, surely.
Free kick.
Over him like a rash.
15 metres it should be. Not being paid.
Well, he grabbed him once.
Oh, look at him go in the air that time.
Yes, I think if he'd have taken that, we might have changed our mark of the year.
That's right.
Buckenara, I was going to say earlier, will be very keen to do well today because he was injured in the opening minutes of the 83 grand final, which Hawthorn won. Hit the post, so 1 point. Hawthorn lead by 6 points at the 6.5-minute mark of the quarter. Long kick by the little rover from South Australia originally, and just off target. It's left to number 37, Wayne Harms, to bring the ball back after that behind was scored. Harms straight up the ground. Good safe mark by English. English and half-back looks for the hand pass. It's taken by Glasgow. Kernahan. This way, that way, gets clear, shoots it, goal, and is off target and puts it, no, it's out of bounds. So a boundary throw-in to take place, Carlton's left forward pocket.
And we're just on the 7-minute mark, 6 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn. Dunstall kicking their first goal with a brilliant mark against Dool. And of course, Bruce Dool playing his last game. The backers Hunter got the tap down, kicked off the ground that time by Eade. Coming in to meet it now is Rhys Jones, heavily tagged that time by Ayres, but he's clear now, the champ. Over it goes to halves, a long shot at goal. And look at this kick, it travels plenty of distance, but unfortunately for Carlton, it's off target, and it goes through for 1 point. Carlton still yet to score a goal, 2 behinds on the board. To Hawthorn, 1 goal, 7 points. 7.5 minutes gone of the first quarter of the 1986 Grand Final in front of a capacity crowd here today, over the 100,000 mark. Oh, they all fly, no one takes them up. There's Green getting it out to DP and a minute ago. A good tackle by Alvin. Umpire call play on. Giving plenty of latitude today. Grand Final. Ayres gets it over to Curran. A long kick up there towards Dunstall and Doodle. Dunstall got his hands to it. In comes Dorothy. Kicks it off the ground. Not a good one. Backs up well. The hand pass is bad. Back it comes now to Brown. A stop and goal. But he's off target. And it's through for 1 point. So Hawthorn doing most of the attacking, but they've missed a couple of easy ones down there. 1 goal, 8 points. The Carlton 2 behinds only. So the difference 6 points. As we wait now for the ball to come back into play as we approach the 8.5 minute mark of this first quarter. Good mark to Dean now, right on the 50-metre defence line. 15-metre penalty. Well, they've settled down pretty quickly, Bob. Normally they take a bit longer than this.
Yes, there hasn't been the mishandling that we usually come to find in grand finals.
Johnson goes for a hand pass. He was trapped. Langford was trapped too. We see Abbott, I should say, get it over. DP and America going through. Taps it on very intelligently, but the umpire's made him a free kick for interference. And Dippy will take the free kick short of centre-half back. Short pass, Langford fumbled, but recovered okay. Kernahan right on his tail. Oh! Kernahan copped a heavy one from Deere, and the umpire spotted it. And he's going to take the book out. I would say and report him. Well, so he should, because he reported Rhys Jones. Fair's fair.
Foolish play.
Foolish play. Let's watch it again, Bob.
You watch on replay.
Yes, it's an elbow, isn't it?
See for yourself. When your side's got the ball, come in and shepherd, but don't give it away.
That's right. That's why it was foolish. Bad kick. That wasn't a particularly good pass. Meldrum gets clear of Schwab and a long shot at goal. Goal. Carlton first. So that free kick proving pretty costly for Hawthorn. 1-2, scores level.
It's a great goal by Paul Meldrum. He really took advantage of that. It's a very clever play and a nice long goal. And so Greg Deere paying the penalty for a foolish piece of shepherding.
Especially, as we said before, when Hawthorn had the ball and were going forward, and umpire Peter Cameron was right on the spot. 10.5 minutes gone. First quarter, scores level with the 86 Grand Final. Deere wins that knockout. Eade. Green. High kick to half forward. Funny old bounce favours Gary Ayres, who thumps it some 25 metres downfield, but it's all Carlton and picked up by Motley. Motley short pass. He'll find someone with that. Glascott, well tackled. Not a good kick. Eade.
Upfield, Peter.
That's a grand final free kick.
McClure. Kernahan stumbles. Opportunity now for his opposite number 4, Russo, but the boundary line is too close. Russo, it would appear, has the job of tagging Bernie Evans. We haven't seen much of Evans so far. Likewise Russo, so Russo perhaps doing a good job to date. McClure goes up high with Langford. Ball booted out by Abbott. Green. Into Ayres at centre field. Ayres covering a lot of territory today. Not a good kick. Brereton in front of Dorotich will look for a hand pass to Platten, originally intended, I think, but Curran's there, backs up well. His shot at goal is through! The 12-minute mark of the first quarter, and that was Curran's first goal. Knocked down by Madden. Gets it well down to Blackwell. Blackwell with Dippy Domenico in pursuit onto Alvin. Alvin inside the 50-metre line. There's the quick reply. Hit the post. Close to reach. So that evens that score, and the difference is 5 points.
Well, they certainly bounced back quickly, Carlton. That was brilliant play on the part of Blackwell and Alvin to score a point, unlucky for the Blues. But the game, after a kind of a slow start as far as the tempers are concerned, Bob, it's starting to hot up a bit now.
I think they've really started to realise that it is a grand final.
DP Domenico scouting out brilliantly, drives the ball back to centre half forward. At the back is Buckenara. He's claiming that mark, and rightly so.
No mark.
No mark. The umpire said play on. Kicked off the ground by Harms over to Ayres, doing a great job on Reece Jones. Tapped on by Dunstall. Beautiful play, and this will be a goal. No doubt about that. A goal to Brewer. That was magnificent play on the part of Dunstall. Great play. So we see the scoreboard. Hawthorn up to a great start. 3 goals, 2-20. The Carlton, 1 goal, 3-9 points.
Brereton almost did that in slow motion.
Well, he certainly did, and it was no doubt the umpire did the right thing there. It was no mark to Buckenara. Ayres once again in the thick of things, and look at the piece of play by Dunstall. A tap on there, giving Dermot Brereton all of the time in the world.
Well, the difference 11 points. And we're 13 and a half minutes into this first quarter. The 1986 grand final. Knocked out by Madden over to Blackwell. Jucking the ball. He's grabbed. He got one a bit high. Down he goes. The umpire will ball it up. Well, Hawthorn, Ayres is doing a magnificent job there on the wing on Reece Jones. Not only got Reece Jones covered, Bob, but being a brilliant player himself.
So far he is, Luke.
Looking a little groggy.
Well, he's had a couple of knocks today. That shook him up a bit, that one. Of course, he was a doubtful starter.
He is a bit groggy.
My word, he's a bit groggy. Really shook him up, that last bump. I thought it might have been a free kick. The ball comes down there towards Russo, fumbles the ball. Picked up by Abbott. Abbott gets a hurried kick.
The windswept rocky islands of the Outer Hebrides off the west coast of Scotland.
Slick hand pass over to Platt. Walks beautifully. Nearly got one from Dean, but he's clear. Short pass, and Curran.
15 metres, is it?
No, I don't think so. I don't think Motley could do anything else that time. And Buckenara, a strong gutsy mark that time, has a chance to put another goal on the board for Hawthorn. There's nothing else he could have done there, Bob.
The umpire did the right thing. It is a grand final, let's face it.
And Gary Buckenara has the chance to bring up his first goal in the VFL grand final.
There he is from about, that's what it is, a goal. So Hawthorn at the 15-minute mark of this first quarter of the grand final of 1986.
Blackwell coming off, Luke.
4 goals, 2-26 to Carlton, 1 goal, 3-9 points. As Bob Skilton said, Blackwell coming off the ground looking pretty groggy.
Robertson on.
And going out pretty quickly too. Let's watch that goal again in replay. Flattened, lovely balk here, just as well. His head would have finished up in the southern stand. And then he got it under Curran. Curran in turn to Buckenara, who goaled for Hawthorn. Back into the centre. Hawthorn lead by 15 points. Need fumbles, chance for Green. Off the ground, left half forward flank. Dorotich and Brereton. Dorotich gets there first. Gets the ball out in turn to Dean. That was a free kick going Carlton's way. He was grabbed when not in possession.
Good play on the part of Dorotich too, Pete.
Well, you're a big rap for him, Lou.
Well, he knocked it out.
And he has had a good year. And doing a good job on Kernahan so far as Langford. 31 is Alvin, 44 is Platten, who's over the boundary line with the ball. Throw in to follow on the centre wing. Coach's box for Carlton, Robbie Walls. Madden and Deere. Madden doing a little bit better in the ruck. Alvin fumbles. Need to Dippy Domenico, who started well. Ayres, as Bob mentioned, is also playing well on the wing. Buckenara may get there. No, English will beat him to it, and the ball was over the line, is it? It is now. Buckenara's down.
From Motley.
It's a boundary throw, I think.
Well, it could still be a free kick, Pete, if you infringe. You've got one right on the ear.
Not paying it, Luke.
Let's take a look at it again.
No, I think he missed him. I think it's a good decision by the umpire.
Brereton over the top of Madden, but Madden will get the free kick for one in the ear. You have to be told to touch him on the ear. Justin's about 6'9" or thereabouts. Madden from back pocket. Kernahan has it knocked away from him. Actually, that was almost a mark. Reece Jones spins out beautifully. Alvin, right centre wing. Short pass. Hunter marks in front of Mew. Johnson runs into Mew. Caught holding the ball.
Play on's all well and good, but when you give it to a man who's running straight at an opponent.
So the free kick going Hawthorn's way, and it will be taken by Chris Mew, assisted by a 15-metre penalty, and that brings him up almost to centre wing.
And we're approaching the 18-minute mark of this first quarter, and Hawthorn looking good at this early stage of the grand final. Knocked out by Brereton. There's a stack up here, and the umpire will ball it up about 65 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. They're looking good. 4 goals, 226 to Carlton, 1 goal, 39 points. And that forward line of Carlton's under a bit of strain because the defensive Hawthorn staying very close. Madden doing a lot better today, particularly in the ruck as the ball is driven back there towards Buckenara and Motley, having a great battle. Tapped on by Brown. Over it goes to Green. Green goes down. And the umpire said that it'll be a baller.
Peter Donegan downstairs has some news on Wayne Blackwell, Pete.
Yes, Pete, they're looking at Wayne Blackwell for signs of concussion. When he sat on the bench, the doctor told him to read the scoreboard, which he did. He's nodding his head saying he's okay, but only the doctor will have the last word on that.
Well, he was stunned, there's no doubt about that. The ball knocked out by Deere, comes across to Ayres. He goes down, a good hand pass back to Buckenara, and a hurry snap at goal, and it's over the line and through for 1 point. So Hawthorn doing most of the attacking and looking the better side. And Jeans a worried man, but I should imagine, Bob, he'd be pretty happy with their performance so far.
You're never happy until the game's finished, Lou, but at this stage I'm sure he would be reasonably content.
Alvin out towards Motley and Loveridge. Motley will be paid that.
No, he won't.
No, he's not paying it. They've got to earn it today. We see this fella doing well. Piero Manigo. Well, let's fly at the goals. It's a long shot. A chance for Dill. Got under that one. Luckily for Carlton too, because it went through for 1 point. Standing at the back that time was Dunstall. Piero Manigo giving plenty of orders. 1 goal, 39 points to 28 points for Hawthorn. The ball back in the play again. It's English. Right on the 50-metre defence line. Drives the ball out to Melbourne. Coming out with Melbourne was Tuck. Tuck and Melbourne go over the line, and the ball is out of bounds on the centre wing position. Into this first quarter by 19.5 minutes, and Hawthorn 4 goals, 28 to Carlton, 1 goal, 39 points. Carlton badly needing a goal to get themselves back in the picture. Knocked out by Madden, dominating the knockouts. Over it goes to Wallace. Dorridge couldn't hold that one. Back to Brown. He's collared. In goes Dorridge. Umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Brown against English. So Brown's got a chance now to send them deep into attack. He's gone for a hand pass over to Eade. There's the replay. Eade at 50 metres out. Fires at the goals. Dunstall and Dool. Dunstall knocks the ball on. Dool's first to recover, but the young fella's after him. But Dool on the boundary line. And the old veteran, the flying doormat, gets it back out towards the wing position. There's a chance now for Bradley. He's been unsighted so far. Back to Ablett. Good play. Over it goes to Green. Back to Wallace. Out wide looking for Plutton. The ball is out of bounds. About
free kick, I think, Luke. And it'll come back to Wallace. And great play by Paul Abbott. He took the bit between the teeth and attacked the ball, took it away and showed tremendous courage and great skill.
Just on the 21-minute mark of this first quarter. 4-4 to 1-3.
Peter Motley, number 2 for Carlton. Motley in the back pocket. Straight up the centre of the ground. Kernahan.
But he's got to come away down the ground to get those kicks, Bob.
Rhys Jones. Rhys Jones up to Schwab. And Schwab marks a half-back for Hawthorn. Strong mark. He plays on. He's shepherded by Deere, who had his number taken earlier in the quarter. Make another strong mark in the defence for Carlton, this time by Dean. Peter Cameron whistling him back on the mark, which disadvantaged the side.
Well, he brought him back because of Rhys Jones' actions.
Ball towards left half forward, thumped away by Langford, missed by Melbourne, picked up by Tuck. His kick is a short one to centre field, or centre wing. Buckenara tries to get clear, can't do so. Off the ground from Schwab. Schwab's kick to right half forward flank. Dorridge will get there first for Carlton. Dorridge goes deliberately.
Now that is deliberate.
No doubt about that. He doesn't get penalised though. But if we go back
that was so blatant it just didn't matter.
Yeah.
He could have easily passed to one of his teammates there too, Bob.
I wonder if Fitzroy's Michael Nettlefold was watching, because he was penalised against Hawthorn in the qualifying final a few years ago for a similar offence. Hawthorn won that game by 4 points. We're talking about consistency. Madden against Curran. Madden's too tall, but he doesn't get an effective tap out. Motley dives, gets one in the back of the neck. Umpire Peter Cameron has found a free kick, or is it going to be a bat? I think it might be the latter. Still at Hawthorn's right half forward flank. 22.5 minutes into the first quarter. Madden. English. Over the head of Ayres. Picked up by Rhys Jones. Fumbles, gets one in the back. Should get a free kick.
A free kick to Reece Jones. He's had his troubles here today. He's already been reported, and of course he's got a very difficult opponent today. It is. He hasn't left his side, but he's coming back. He's had a couple of kicks. He won't be out of it. McClure got under that. Ball missed by Robertson. Glasgow tries to get out of trouble. They pounce on top of him. Hawthorn looking more desperate at the moment in this early part of the match, but there's a long way to go yet. It's the Carlton interchange bench. Blackwell there, of course, who was a bit stunned, but he seems to be okay now. That's Diaz kick, a very high one. That was Abbott, I should say, not a very high. Not covered much distance. Pierre Domenico over to Ayres, the man of the moment, as it goes over the half-forward line, punched out by Durl. As it goes for Buckenara, kicks it off the ground. It's going close and about in for a goal. Oh, what's the fortune? That's his second.
Have you noticed what's happening to the price of new cars? They keep going up and up and up, all except for Nissan. Nissan are holding the price of Pulsar down to $9,990. The only one with the power of a 1.6-litre engine, 5-speed transmission, luxurious interior and a price that's down to earth. Nissan Pulsar. Buy now, because even Pulsar must go up soon. Right, Paul?
24 minutes gone of this first quarter, the 1986 grand final. Carlton in trouble now. 5 goals for 34 Hawthorn, who Carlton 139 points. Carlton go back into attack. Langford gets a short kick, but a beaut mark there taken by Platten.
Platten at centre half back. Platten's gone out to the wing position. Mark taken by Gary Ayres, who was said before covering a lot of territory. He gets decked, but no free kick downfield. Curran doing battle with Motley, but Motley wins out. Hawthorn's tackling is good at the moment. Madden fumbles, but hits it straight to his opponent Dia, who hits it back to Madden, who was grabbed on the leg. Madden wobbles the punt kick up the centre wing, knocked away by Tuck from Melbourne. Wallace showed plenty of courage there. Loveridge, Ayres on right centre wing, back to Russo. High kick to half forward, Brereton over the top. Madden was there. English and Platten. Platten grabbed, didn't have the ball. Play on call. Meldrum right on the boundary line. Reece Jones caught. As I said, Hawthorn's tackling pretty good at the moment. Mark McClure, Carlton captain. McClure at left centre wing. Meldrum runs into trouble, holding the ball
on the shoulder, Pete.
Holding the ball, Luke.
Well, he indicated on the shoulder.
He said on the shoulder. He indicated that.
Oh, I see. Yes,
yeah. Oh, that's right. To Loveridge.
Mark taken by Deere on right centre wing. Deere, Madui. He'll look for Brereton. Has to fly with Dorotic. Dorotic has done a good job there so far. Robertson to English, probably one of Carlton's best English. Bradley, plenty of room to move at right half forward flank. Abbott won't catch him. Bradley should be able to score. Out of bounds. Boundary throw in Carlton's right forward pocket. We're a minute into time on in the first quarter. Going to be Kernahan against Langford. Now is the ball flat? The umpire's conferring there. Hunter over the top. Wallace, short kick. 2 number 4s. That's almost in the back. Umpire Peter Cameron doesn't think so.
Pretty close to it, Pete.
It was, wasn't it?
Certainly was.
I think they've been consistent in letting the game flow. There's a number of Tiggy Touchwood free kicks that you could have picked out, but they've let them go.
Good umpiring, perhaps, Bob, on a grand final situation. Langford wins that one. Johnston sharks it. Snap shot. It's still in play. Now it's out. The ball just propped. Free kick. Talk about funny free kicks.
You shouldn't open your mouth, should you?
That's right.
Let's look at that again if we have it. Might take the kick first, but we were talking about consistency before, Bob, weren't we? Did he dive?
I think he did.
He's got a chance to bring up Carlton's second goal, and they badly need one at the moment. No, I don't think so. Right on the goal umpire. 1 point kicked by David Glasgow. And that takes Carlton's score to 1-4. They trail Hawthorn 5-4 at the 27.5-minute mark.
24 points the difference. And Carlton in plenty of bother. Their forward line not looking too hot at the moment, Bob. They're well covered by this strong defence of Hawthorn.
That was a free kick too.
Comes out to English. He was well tackled that time by the length, but that was a great tackle. And of course, the ball will be thrown in from that half back line for Carlton. It's about 75, 80 metres around from the Carlton goal. Well, Kernahan actually tapped that down, picked up beautifully by Reece Jones over to McClure. Goes for a pass, looking for Hunter. He's covered by New. New goes for the tap on, and again. Coming in to meet it is Bernie Evans. Shows too much pace for his bigger opponent. But there's Loveridge sitting back. He fumbled it. It didn't matter. He saved it going through for a goal. It's 1 point for Carlton. Off target, 1 goal, 5, 11 points to Hawthorn, 5-4, 34. There's a rover going to kick the ball back into play now. It's Loveridge. Well, anyone kicks him these days.
He doesn't know where to go.
Now he does. That means he hasn't had much practice of kicking the ball back into play, but not a bad sort of a kick from a rover. He finds Swab out there and half back, goes for a bit of a gallop. The ball around towards the Hawthorn half forward line. And they're hot at the moment, the Hawthorn forwards. Oh, bad luck for half, but cashing in on that was Curran from 50 metres out. A running shot at goal. Dunstan and Dool. They both miss it. Dool's first to recover, but can't pick it up in time, and it bounces through for a point.
There's Curran missing the fact that he had Brereton short, and Brereton was completely clear.
So it's 1 goal, 5 to 5 goals, 5. A short pass coming out to Tommy Alvin down there on the back pocket, goes wide, looking there for Motley. I think Motley's given the job now of picking up DiPietro Manigo.
I think you might find that Motley will swap back and just for the kick-off, I think, Lou.
15-metre penalty there to Motley. The ball goes back now towards Kernahan and Langford. They both smith it. Down goes Hunter. He's covered by Wallace. Can't get clear. It's holding the ball against him. That's a good decision too, because he had it smothered. So Wallace's kick is out wide towards the wing position. Curran in front and a great mark. He's got a beautiful pair of hands. He's in rare form in these finals, Bob. Curran.
Yes, he's done a great job, Lou.
So Curran out there on the centre wing position. And Hawthorn 5-5 to Carlton, 1 goal, 5. The Blues not looking too hot. Oh, great mark to Brereton. What a beauty between two of them then. And Brereton right there on the 50-metre attacking line. Goes for a pass. It's okay. And it's found Dunstan. He's already kicked 1 goal on Dool, but he's a fair way out. 50 metres out, in fact.
At least the Hawthorn forward line are moving around and leading.
Yep. Carlton forward line looking hopeless, and a few of their star players are unsighted so far. Just on the 30.5-minute mark, as Dunstan comes in for goal number 2. It's not a bad sort of a kick either, but one make the distance. They all fly as they go for Buckenara, fires at the goal, but it's through for 1 point. So Hawthorn moving on now to 5 goals, 6:36 to Carlton. Not looking so hot. 1 goal, 5, 11 points.
Wayne Harms to bring the ball back into play. Alden making the lead, but he goes to the opposite flank. Wallace gave his opponent just a little bit of a nudge in the back there to take the grab. Wallace from half forward. Buckenara, the height, can't mark it. Harms backs up well, brushes the tackle aside. Likewise, Bernie Evans for Carlton. Evans clear at the 50-metre defence line around Russell Green. Albert at the square. Alvin downfield and left half forward. Good mark to McClure. Gave Abbott the nudge onto Robertson. Robertson's pass is a shocker, and there's the siren for the end of the first quarter as the bell sounded the end for that promising forward move from Carlton, with Hawthorn leading 5-6, 36 to 1-5-11 at quarter time.
A great start by Hawthorn. 5 goals, 6 to 1 goal, 5. There was no doubt about it. Their attack looked good. And of course, they've also made a great move by putting Ayres on the elusive and brilliant Reece Jones. And of course, that stopped one of their avenues to goal. And that's put them in plenty of trouble. Their forward line is badly sagging. Of course, some of their star players have been missing badly here today too. Players like Bradley and a few others. But a great performance by Hawthorn. That should give them tremendous confidence for the rest of this match.
Hawthorn leading 5-6 to 1-5 at quarter time. The 6th VFL Grand Final. Hawthorn leading by 25 points, but there's a long way to go yet. Umpire Peter Cameron to bounce the ball to start proceedings. Matten's been on top in the ruck so far over Deer, and he wins that one. Evans puts Carlton into attack. Carlton up towards the left half forward flank. Tuck and Meldrum over the top was Langford. Tuck takes the hand pass from Ayres. The Hawthorn captain streaming forward. life in the old legs yet, apparently. Tuck, short pass. Oh, Dunstall, great mark. Endley. 3 marks he's taken so far. He's gone for a pass. Not a good one. Blackwell back on the field. He left looking a little bit groggy in the first quarter, but seems to be okay now. Glascott turns back on his heels and gives it to English. Harms takes the mark. Harms at a little bit short of the right centre wing position. Is that a mark to Elvin? I didn't think so. Neither did the umpire. Johnson could have almost got a free kick, but the umpire again lets the call play on. Schwab should be penalised for holding the ball. I take it you don't agree with that, Bob?
I did not agree at all.
To me, Peter and Bob, they look a little bit confused, Carl.
Johnston's kick to half forward. Thumped away by Langford. Russo content to see the ball out of bounds. And a boundary throw in will follow at Carlton's right half forward flank.
Hawthorn not letting the Carlton Stars get out of their sight, Bob. They're tagging them all over the ground. They're sticking very close today.
Mew has it knocked away by Hunter. And once again a stalemate develops. Peter Cameron, one of the more senior men in white in VFL ranks, will bounce the ball.
It looks as though McClure is virtually lining up at full forward for the moment, and Hunter coming up the ground a bit. They're trying something different.
And they've got to do that when they're behind by 25 points. Hunter was the high flyer there. Blackwell effects a tackle. It's a real scramble to the start of the second quarter. 2 minutes have so far gone.
2 minutes gone of this second quarter of the 1986 Grand Final. And it's still 25 points the difference in favour of the Hawks. Knocked out that time by Kernahan, picked up by Swab. He goes for the boundary line. It's out of bounds on the full. Now there's the chance for Carlton to go deep into attack through Ben English. Des English, I should say. Going through is Kernahan, a hand pass coming over there to Johnson, but he couldn't get out of that one. Had no hope of getting rid of the ball, and the umpire will ball it up. You think it was a throw, Pete, do you?
Well, that's why I disagree with the one in the middle. If you're going to give one, you give the other.
There's the bounce again. Well, I'll give that to Deere. Ayres gets a hurried kick coming out towards the boundary line. DiPierdomenico and Alvin go after it. Alvin in the front posse, but DiPierdomenico's right on his tail. It'll go out of bounds. DiPierdomenico going over the line. Of course, he tied for the 1986 Brownlow medal, which was a surprise. What's that again? Did you get one in the back? Well, we'll leave that to you sitting at home. Back to Swab, a hurried kick, and that's what Hawthorn are doing. They're not messing about. They're getting the ball quickly to their boot, and it's out of bounds, gradually creeping up to their half-forward line. Waiting now for the umpire to bring the ball back into play as we approach the 3.5-minute mark of the second quarter. Madden dominating the ruck, but that was a bad knockout to Russo. Russo drives it back there looking for Dunstan. And the bounce was against Dunstan, and Doolan's out of bounds. So it's well over their half-forward line, about 40 metres out from their goal. Capacity housey today, over the 100,000 mark, I would say. And what a feeling it is to be at the 1986 Grand Final. Well, what a feeling it is to be at any VFL Grand Final. Motley with a hand pass, coming back now. Tapped on again by Dean. The ball is out of bounds. So it's out of bounds about 60 metres around from the Hawthorn goal. But they've been into attack for most of this game, and their forward line looking good. On the other hand, Carlton's attack looks woeful. There's no coordination at all down there. Back to Dean. Dean can't get through the pack. That's Loveridge going down. They pile on top of him, and the umpire once again will ball it up.
It's been a scrambly start to this quarter.
Well, it's been, yeah, it has been a scrambly start. Ball up again. We're just over the 4-minute mark, or approaching the 4.5-minute mark of this second quarter.
Madden getting a lot of hit-outs, but not directing them well. Hawthorn ball again in the forward pocket. Green onto his left foot. Dool in front of Dunstall. Dunstall gets in front of him, and how did he do that? Snapshot is a goal!
The integration factor, only from NEC. Computers and communication equipment must integrate fully. So all NEC computers, printers, fax machines and PABXs work together and with other systems to multiply your business in your local office or around the world. And any NEC computers and communication equipment you buy in the future will integrate fully too. The integration factor, NEC.
Hawthorn by 31 points at the 5-minute mark of the second quarter. Johnston for Carlton in possession. Gets overrun. Bradley gets it out to Elvin. Still a race for it. Curran, good hand pass. Wallace and Bradley Wallace again loses it. Picked up by English, and my book, Carlton's best player, onto Johnston. At the back, Hunter. No mark. Free kick, surely. Although it maybe penalised the side. So Carlton a chance to go deep into attack. Here it is in replay. Not much doubt about that going to Evans. Short pass. Hunter. No.
Good play by Abbott.
Langford in left back pocket. He looked for a pass, either by foot or hand. He's gone with the foot. Curran takes the mark. Back to that same player. Langford. Wallace running at left centre wing. Eid, one of the veterans on the Hawthorn side. Not a good pass, but it does find Brereton. Back to Eid. Have to get rid of this quickly. Hooks the Buckenara. Buckenara marks and plays on. 50 metres out. He'll just about kick this. It's long. It's just about there. It has gone through, I think. It's a goal. And it's Bucky's third. For Hawthorn, 7-6-48 to 1-5-11.
Well, Bob Carlton in plenty of trouble now. I know it's early days, but it's going to take a lot of catching up this lead.
There's some great play by Paul Abbott there. The pass coming down towards Ken Hunter. Abbott did a tremendous job to tap the ball away. That's not the play we're talking about now. It's a replay of the goal by Buckenara. But it was really started by Abbott and Langford down in defence.
3 goals to Gary Buckenara as we approach the 7-minute mark of the quarter. Wallace again sharking the hit out from Madden.
And what a job Wallace is doing in the centre. Every knockout that Madden's got has been one of the smaller Hawthorn players sharking it. It's Buckenara over to Curran, but the kick is off the side of the boot. It'll be out of bounds. It'll be a penalty free kick to Carlton down there on the half-back line.
Change coming up on the Carlton bench, it looks like.
Well, they need a few changes because they're not looking too good at the moment, Peter. Well, they all missed that. DP and a minute ago. That's their tactics, and look at them go. That's nearly a free kick to Buckenara. He'll get it. So Buckenara to get the free kick out there on the centre wing position. Carlton making 1,000 mistakes here today. And of course, Hawthorn cashing in on it. Ball tapped down by Doherty. Comes back towards Motley. Bounces okay. Plattons right on his tail as he kicks the ball back towards the centre wing position. They all get under that with plenty of Hawthorn players around. A slick hand pass from Deer. Over to DP Domenico, drives the ball over the half-forward line. Doherty's flies, couldn't hold the mark. Going to, he took one from Doherty, right on the chops. It's really stunned him. Oh, he's okay now. He knows he's got the free kick.
It does help.
It certainly does. A hand pass. Eid with a long one into the goal square. That's Dunstall and Dool. They both miss it. English going in, misses the ball. Dool plays it safe and guards it over the line and through for 1 point. But at the moment, at the 8.5-minute mark of the second quarter, it's all Hawthorn, 7-7-49 to Carlton, 1-5-11. And Carlton not putting up a very good performance. That's a long kick, pushed out by Deer. Good play over to Eid, smothered by Madden, picked up by Eid again. Pushed away from Ayres by Albert. Back it comes to Bradley. I think that's about his 3rd touch for the match. Up goes Blackwood, couldn't hold the mark. They're really tackling Hawthorn. They won't let him get clear. Now we see McClure going for a long kick, and there's no one there. For Carlton, it's off target. It'll go through for 1 point. They've got no one up there on the forward line, and of course, when you're desperate, you go right up the ground chasing kicks, Bob.
Yes, and that's when the coach has got to pull him back down the ground, Lou.
Or back out wide to the back pocket. This fella's played a fantastic game, Ayres. Certainly put Rhys Jones out of business in the first quarter. He started off well in the second.
So Dippers on him now.
Ball back there, they fly. Dean couldn't hold it. Picked up by McClure, and the veteran drives it down towards Hunter and Mew, having a great battle. Knocked out over, it goes for Graston. It could be the goal. That is it. By golly, did they need that one?
Dashing, daring, eye-catching. Here's what you've been waiting for. Formula Hold'ems. An exciting new range of cars designed to set you apart. Sleek, clever, cute, stylish, and very inspiring. Try one on in your colour at your Holden dealers today. Formula Holdens. They stand out in style.
Hawthorn still leading by 31 points, and that was David Glasscock's first goal for Carlton. A badly needed one, certainly. Won by Deer, this knockout. Bad hand pass, though. Gives it straight to Kernahan. Well tackled. Or was it in the back? No free kick. Well umpired. Abbott to half forward. Doherty beats Brereton for it. Short pass to Rhys Jones. To Dean. Dean on left centre wing. Dean goes for a short one as well. Tuck in the road, though, but backing up is Chris Mew. Carlton looking a little bit better. Reece Jones tangles with Loveridge, and that's on the shoulder. And a 15-metre penalty as well.
It's on replay now. Well, I think he's
on the shoulder.
He's lucky he's not up there again.
I reckon he's already been reported.
Dean takes the hand pass. Hawthorn winger's kick, tries to find Fakanara, who marched in front of Motley.
Got to play a fair game down there in attack too.
He's done a bad job with 3-2 so far.
I reckon.
A little bit too far out to score. He's 65 metres out. Just about get it into the square. Dean, good defence by the Carlton player. It's out of bounds and a boundary throw in right forward pocket for Hawthorn.
That's a real bad kick either, Pete.
That was a good kick, wasn't it? Must have covered a good 60 metres. 31 points the difference. Brereton and Madden. Russo. One behind, I think, or out of bounds. It's a point. So 32 points the difference. 7-8 to 2-6. Duel. Straight down the ground. Motley. Actually hit Fakanara back to Bradley, who's caught subsequently towards the boundary line, and it will be a throw-in on centre wing.
Well, Bradley struggled all day so far, Bob. He's been really out of form.
That's Rodney Reed's done a great job so far against Bradley.
It's Madden and Deer. Neither gets a tap out of that at all. Picked up by Glasgow. His kick is a short one, but it does go Carlton's way about 10 metres. Platten looks for the Shepherd, doesn't get one. Can't affect a hand pass. And once again, we'll see a boundary throw-in. It's on centre wing. Deer and Madden again. Schwab looks for Green. Bad hand pass. Arms is right there with him. Green fumbles. Looks for a free kick. Well played, Russell Green. On to Rodney Eade. Eade at half forward. Russo. Looks for Brereton. Not a good pass. Straight to Dorotich. And he's one player you don't argue with. He certainly wouldn't pinch his beer at a pub. Dorotich to centre wing. Johnston. Oh, almost a miraculous grab. Dippy Domenico dives on it. Picked up by Johnston. Johnston's kick short to centre wing again. Funny old bounce. Who's it going to favour? Tommy Elvin. Elvin puts Carlton into attack up towards right half forward. Mew and Hunter. Mew should have taken that. Langford, short. McClure and Hunter, they can raffle it. 4 Carlton players are there. Hunter finally clear. It's a goal if it's long enough. Tuck on the line. Come on, yes, let's bring it out.
A great save by the Hawthorn captain. One on the line that time. 32 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn. Into the second quarter by 13.5 minutes. Comes Reece Jones, who's got a chance to score a goal here. A long shot, and look at this one go. It's a goal.
If you want a video recorder that puts more into your video, you get them from National.
From National.
Wednesday, Paul Newman stars with Ed Asner in a different kind of war story.
The lowest income per capita, the highest rate of unemployment in the city.
One honest cop making his last stand against a crazy world when they come to attack Fort Apache, the Bronx. 8:30 Wednesday on 7.
Great goal kick by Reece Jones to make the difference. 26 points, so they're still within striking distance. Carlton have got a long way to go in this grand final of 1986. Matt knocked out by Deer. Pushed on by Wallace, doing a great job on the centre. Gets a hand pass out to Platten. Platten under pressure. Oh, he was grabbed. That'll be home the man, I reckon. He hung on too long. And the little rover, the long-haired rover from Hawthorn, Johnny Platten will take that free kick at half forward, about 65 metres out from goal. He's looking for Brereton. He's found him. Now Brereton will be 40 metres out by the time he kicks this one. The angle a bit difficult.
Dorotich on the mark. Nobody picking up Brereton.
There's the shot coming up from Brereton now. There it is on its way. A strong mark taken there by Motley down there in defence, right in the goal square.
Carlton, Peter, was steady, Blue.
Well, they've played pretty raggedy football so far, Peter, Bob. And they haven't got much system going at all. But let's hope they can settle down and make a game of this in front of this big crowd here today. Langford We saw that what's his name was blocked that time, Kernahan, by Ayres. That allowed Langford to take an easy mark. One for a short pass. Punched out by Dool away from Dunstall. Coming in to meet it now is Blackwood. Balks nicely in a bit of trouble. Collared by Ayres. Ayres doing a great job. Ayres birdie deep here a minute ago. A snap at goal. Will it make the distance? It does, but it's off target. And it's out of bounds. So it'll be a throw in right against the point post. Deep in Hawthorn's attacking zone. And the Hawthorn coach looking pretty worried. But his side well in front by 26 points. But there's a long way to go yet. Knocked out by Madden, picked up by Dean, a hand pass, a good one to Motley. Motley down there on the back pocket. I must agree with you, Bob, they're looking better now. As we see Reece Jones take that long hand pass. And there's a long kick looking for Melbourne. Tuck and Melbourne both missed that one. Russo picked it up beautifully, one hand away from Evans. Goes for the kick, Ayres flies. Did he get it in the back of Reece Jones? The umpire said no. Backing up as usual is Wallace. Drives the ball down towards half forward. Coming in to meet it now as Dorridge falls over. In goes Motley to back him up, gives him a bad hand pass. The ball still in play on that half forward line. The umpire will Walter. A bit of a mess up by the two Carlton defenders then. They made hard work of that. So 16, just on 17 minutes gone of the second quarter. 3 goals, 6-24 Carlton to Hawthorn, 7-8-50.
Knocked away by Madden and out of bounds. And so a throw at this time, still inside the 50-metre line. So a chance for Hawthorn to go further forward. But Carlton manning up better in the latter part, or midway through this term. Madden's hit out again. Not well directed. Blackwood tries to get clear. Madden, opportunity to affect the hand pass. Good play by Platten to keep it away from Motley. It's out of bounds again.
Well, I know Carlton are bumpering a lot, but that's due to the pressure that Hawthorn are putting on them all the time.
Yes, Hawthorn's tackling has been excellent, Lou. They haven't allowed Carlton to get clear and break up the play at all.
Curran and Madden. Out to Reed. High kick. Over the top is Alban. And that is a trip, is it not, to English? No. Not seen by the umpire. Bacanara for goal number 4. He's got it, I think. We'll wait on the umpire. It's a goal.
Phil, I'm afraid you're going to have to come with us. I hope you have a good attorney.
Best man I can think of is me.
Classic mystery and suspense returns.
For the first time, I know what it's like to be the accused.
For the first thrilling time on television, the Tuesday movie at 8:30, Perry Mason returns. Next Saturday, live from Perth's Subiaco Oval, comes the Battle of the Premiers. The grand final champions of Victoria and Western Australia clash to decide the best. The Battle of the Premiers, live 4:30 Saturday on 7.
4 goals to Gary Bacanara after a controversial decision. Picked up by Deere. Past Curran, past Dean, past Reece Jones. Went through pretty solidly. Down goes Evans. Ball socked back to centre field. Deere and Madden. Both fumbled. Free kick going Carlton. No, going Hawthorn's way. Bob?
Yes, Deere was held there.
Greg Deere at the circle. Platten. Nearly got up high enough. Harms to Dean. Dean short pass over the head of Alban, for whom it was intended. Deeply to Domenico. Will he get around him? He does. The pass is out wide. Leading out is Bacanara. Motley puts him down effectively. Ayres loses out. Picked up by Motley. Motley a short pass. Johnston at left centre wing. Abbott standing on the mark. Johnston short pass. Blackwall. Has he marked it? No.
He
paid it.
I think he held it long enough.
I think I'd have paid that, Pete.
If you'd cash one of my checks, Lou.
Oh, that was a mark.
Blackwell looking okay after that heavy knock he got in the first quarter. Hunter.
That was a strong mark. It takes a bit of doing, Bob, going after those ones.
He's a great player, Hunter, and he's got tremendous courage.
He has got courage, hasn't he, Kid Hunter? To see Dipper coming at you.
He's been pretty well held today by Mew, just the same.
Hunter, a chance for his first goal and Carlton's 4th. It's coming around, but not enough.
That's his 3rd possession, incidentally, Pete Hunters.
Back after a hamstring. Hawthorn lead by 31 points. It's Chris Langford. Kick dropping short. Harms takes it. Now a chance for a Carlton score. And Harms is an excellent kick. Still over 50 metres out. He's gone long. He's had a real go at it. Looking for Kernahan or Hunter at the back. So Hawthorn player might have put that through. 1 point.
Well, Kernahan surely didn't expect to be paid that.
26 to 56, 30 points the difference.
And we're just on the 20.5-minute mark of this second quarter. Hawthorn still looking good. Short pass marked down there in the back pocket by Rodney Eade. When you look through the Hawthorn lineup, they haven't got a weak player on their side. Over it goes to Swab. Swab's kick is not a good one. English goes down. He's a strong player today, but couldn't get clear. Wallace doing a great job on the centre as the ball comes out to Alvin, and DiPiero Domenico holding on that time. DiPiero Domenico, and Alvin will get the free kick. He got it all the way that time. He's played a great game so far, DiPiero Domenico, Bob. So Alvin with the free kick for Carlton on that half-back line. 21 minutes gone at the second quarter of the 1986 Grand Final. Flying high was Kernahan. Carlton players messing themselves up. They've been doing that all day, not talking much amongst themselves. On the other hand, Hawthorn doing everything right. It'll be a ball up, round about the centre wing position. Knocked on that time by Matt, but it was ricocheted back, kicked off the ground by Harms. Coming in to meet it as Loveridge, fumbled the ball. I don't blame him either, as he goes after it again. The little terrier won't give it up. The umpire said it's holding the ball against him. So it'll be Blackwell to take the free kick right on the 50-metre attacking line. He hesitated. Hutto having a bit of trouble getting away from Mew. Mew's had him well covered. Hutter's only had 3 possessions. Now he's clear, got a chance to mark. He does. Short pass, dangerous, but it'll be okay. And the mark taken down there by Glasgow. Now he's only about 5 or 6 metres out, but the angle pretty acute, as you can see there on the screen. But Carlton badly needing a goal here.
Should still kick it over.
Should. They're trailing by 30 points. This will make the difference 24. But he's successful with his kick, of course. Let's see what happens with it. Oh, he's missed it. They should kick him, Bob, but they don't.
Premiership.
That's right. 27 plays 56, a difference of 29 points. Into this second quarter by 22.5 minutes, and we wait now for the ball to come back into play. Well, Hawthorn have got good players all over the ground. Of course, their tackling has been superb here today, and they've put Carlton under pressure right throughout the match. Melbourne, outmaneuvered Tucker, he's clear, he's going to have a running punch shot at goal from 50 metres out, but once again the Blues are off target, and it's through for another point. So that's not helping their cause. Bad kicking, 3 goals, 10-28 Carlton to Hawthorn, 8 goals, 8-56. And we're just over the 23-minute mark of the second quarter.
This time Mew goes short and finds Richard Loveridge. Loveridge also going short, looking for Schwab, backing up his ears. Gives it straight to Evans, says thanks very much. Oh, they misjudged the flight of the ball there. It's out of bounds in Carlton's left forward pocket. Glasgow might have just about had a grab at that.
Definitely steady. They're playing better football at the moment.
Their attack doesn't look too good to me, Bob, just the same.
No, they're struggling to kick goals, but around the ground, Lou, they only need a quick goal and they get a lot of confidence.
Platten loses out to Madden, who in turn has it knocked from him, but it's picked up by Melbourne, and that's a goal. Melbourne's second goal, and Carlton are coming back, as Bob Stilton indicated a moment ago, 14-34 to 8-8-56.
An excellent goal by Paul Melbourne. Good play by Justin Madden to get it out to him. As you'll see, Swab get the short kick forward. Button has the ball punched away. It's not been a throw, but nonetheless it was good play. Across to Melbourne again, and on replay, Melbourne putting it through for 4 points.
Melbourne's second goal, 24.5 minutes into the second quarter. Johnston's kick, a short one, gets through some pretty heavy traffic. Beautiful smother by Johnston. Here's got one in the back. Picked up by Tuck. Good tackle. Just about caught with the ball. Yippee to Medico and Alden. Dorotic and Brereton. Dorotic, strength from the wing. Carlton fans finding Boyce. Hunter over the top. No, Mew in front.
Great mark by Mew.
Mew steady in the crisis. Out to Loveridge. Loveridge at the right half-back flank for Hawthorn. Loveridge has gone up towards the wing, looking for Green or Schwab. Neither of those is going to get anywhere near it. And it beats Schwab and also Rhys Jones over the line. 22 points in it. So Carlton have made up 3 in this quarter so far, which has been in progress 25.25 minutes. Madden doing well in the ruck. He's really well on top of gear today. Rhys Jones takes the hand pass at centre wing. He's gone for a pass. Is that a mark? I think it is to McClure.
Actually, Matt's done a pretty good job on the ruck, Bob.
This is played well, Lou.
Kernahan over the top. No. Hit the behind post, so it will be touched, and that should be out of bounds. So boundary throw it. Carlton's left forward pocket. A real chance for the Blues to get right back into this grand final. Langford and Kernahan. Over the top is Hunter. Glascott has it knocked away by Russo. It's out of bounds, but still in Carlton's left forward pocket as we approach the 26-minute mark of the term. Tension right on now as Hawthorn have to defend desperately. Hunter, Kernahan, Mew, Abbott. Still a short kick. English gives it almost to Peter Cameron. Melbourne, who's been a good player, gets clear. Does he? Yes. Well blocked by English. He shoots. Marked right on the line by Terry Watts.
This fellow's played a great game. He's playing in the centre, but he's all over the ground. Wallace over to Mew, back to Loveridge, 50-metre defence line. Drives the ball out wide, looking for Di Pierdomenico. Tapped on by Quinn. Beautiful play. Picked up nicely by Di Pierdomenico. Bradley not having a lucky day today as Buckenara picks it up down towards Dunstall and Dool. And the flying doormat, but the other fellow, the young fellow's got him. He collared him. He couldn't get clear. They give him a free kick. I thought it was a good tackle, Bob.
It was a beautiful tackle, Luke.
I don't know what you got to do. He may have been sympathising with old age there. That's a good tackle. I don't think he tripped him.
Dill tripped himself.
Okay, the ball back there towards centre half back. English backing up well. Carlton, as Bob said, looking a lot better now. Down it goes. Punched out by Mew. Coming in to meet it now is Russell. Overruns the ball. Kicked off the ground by McClure. Back to Tuck. Tucked with a good hand pass to Russell. Over to Wallace. He's gone. Down he goes. And Carlton starting to tackle better now as there's a scrimmage around about that centre half forward position. And the umpire will ball it up. I must agree, Bob, they're looking a lot better. And of course, the difference only 22 points now.
It's nothing at all, Luke.
If Carlton get a goal just before half-time, that'll make the world of difference when they come out in the second half. Matt dominating the ruck. Number 44 against Deere. Knocked out by McClure. Glascott gets a hurried kick. It'll be a free kick to Matt. He's right on the edge of the square. That's about 65 metres out from goal. I think it'll be too far for this big fella to kick a goal from there. And of course, he's going for the long kick right into the goal square. McClure flies. Two Carlton players sport each other that time. That's through for 1 point. So the difference 21 points. 4 goals, 11-35 Carlton. To Hawthorn, 8 goals, 8-56, and the Blues are looking a lot better now. They're certainly starting to make a game. We'll wait for Chris Mew to bring the ball back into place. He goes out there towards that half back line, and a good mark to Langford. He's had Kernahan well covered all day. He's had no influence at all. The ex-Crowe to a short pass. It's okay and marked there by E. He's on the half back line. The kick by Ed. Punched away by Reece Jones. Not a bad one on McClure. Over it goes to Harms. He's in trouble, but gets the ball back to Glascott. Kicks it back. And Kernahan's got it from 50 metres out. Creeping over the mark that time was Rodney Ed, the umpire bringing him back. Now Kernahan could kick this distance. So we see Hunter making a lead there, but that's ignored. That's there's the siren. There's the kick on its way. It won't make the distance. And the scores are here at half-time. We see Hawthorn in front, 8 goals, 8-56 to Carlton, 4 goals, 11-35. Well, Dool looking very worried, and so he should be, because even though Dunfield's only kicked 1 goal, he's had plenty of trouble trying to hold the young fella. A much better performance by Carlton towards the second half of that quarter. Hawthorn starved, no doubt. Buckenara kicking 4 goals, not forgetting a few other players. I think the most impressive thing about Hawthorn's play is the fact they've tackled so hard and they've had all the Carlton stars covered. And when you start doing that for Carlton, you block their stars, you find that they're in plenty of trouble. They did bounce back, as Bobby Skilton did predict, and looking a better side to come into this second half.
21 points the difference at half-time, 8-8-56 to 4-11 back.
Well, this is the quarter that will make or break the game, because Carlton have to be with them, Pete, at 3/4 time. If they're not with them, if Hawthorn have got this break, I don't think they can beat them.
Bounce of the ball about to take place, but some fascinating duels out there.
Well, some marvellous duels going on, but Carlton have to get a lot more out of their forwards. Kernahan, McClure, Hunter, etc. The ball's being belted up there. They showed a bit in that quarter, but that Hawthorn defence is very tough, and the tackling of Hawthorn has been very, very strong.
All right, Pete, the championship quarter of the grand final coming up. Back to Peter Landy in the commentary box.
Thank you, Peter. Just about set for the third term. John Russo having a good look around. Third quarter of the 86 grand final between Hawthorn and Carlton. Hawthorn leading by 21 points, but Carlton outscored them in the second quarter. Knocked down by Hawthorn's Deer to Rodney Eade. It's a high kick, and I don't think Eade was too happy with that. And an easy mark taken by Wayne Harms in front of Russell Green. Eade shook his head when the ball left his boot. Good smother, or attempted smother by Russo. Sees the ball into the arms of Loveridge, up to half forward. Dorotic taps it further forward for Bradley. Oh, beautiful intercept from Eade, and then he kicks it off the ground into the goal square. Dunstall gets there. Here's the one that Hawthorn needed. He can put it through, and he has. Great play by Rodney Eade, and that brings up Hawthorn's 9th goal. 9-8-62 to 4-11-35.
Well, that's the one they wanted, Bob, Hawthorn.
Listen, Rodney Eade, Lou, who did a great job in the first half. His job, as we watch on replay, and Jason Dunstall, first on the scene, and he kicks it beautifully. But here again is Rodney Eade putting the ball forward. He took the ball out of the centre in the first place, and it was just decked in the middle of the ground. Not a real heavy one, but by having a word to Wayne Johnston now. And Rodney Eade did a magnificent job in the first half against Craig Bradley, and he looks like he's carried it on in this quarter.
Peter Cameron having quite a few words to say, so a little bit of time on being added here, of course, until the ball is bounced. The clock is stopped. Still talking. Carlton supporters not happy. Just over 1 3/4 minutes have gone in the third term. Russo sharking Madden's hit-outs, as he has done quite a lot today. Up to half forward, Buckenara in front of Dean.
He's got Dean on him now, not Motley, Pete.
Yes, they had him on late in the second quarter, I thought, Bob.
And they swapped back again after that.
So Buckenara, who's kicked 4, towering punt kick into the goal square. And it's knocked through for a point, or is it out of bounds? It's out of bounds, Hawthorn's right forward pocket.
Out of bounds in that forward pocket, right against the point post. 35 plays, 62 in favour of Hawthorn. Grabbed by Curran, tries to spin it to the pack, run into Dorotic. Dorotic knocks the ball out. He was grabbed when he didn't have it. And Dorotic will take the free kick. Carlton need a goal here quickly.
They penalised the side, Lou.
It did, didn't it?
Well, they were away and running, weren't they? Dorotic drives the ball out to the centre wing position, but no one there for Hawthorn. Melbourne comes in, but he's smothered. In goes Kernahan, copped Loveridge a bit high, but the umpire didn't think it was a free kick, so it'll be a ball up towards the centre wing position. So the difference now, what, 27 points, Pete, is it?
Yes, Luke.
That's a good start for Hawthorn. Knocked out by Madden over to Ayres. Ayres gets the ball back to Buckenara. He's a dangerous player down there. He's already kicked 4 goals. And he could easily kick one from here. He's about 45 metres out from goal. Played a brilliant game today, this fellow. Ex-Western Australia. Giving a short pass there to Brereton, who is in a better position, but about the same distance out. I think I would have trusted Buckenara having a shot, Pete, rather than Brereton. But let's see what Brereton can do with it. He's a pretty good kick just the same.
Oh, there's a fight on.
Yeah, there's a bit of a box on down there between Evans and Russo. Running on Brereton. And that was a very vital goal kicked by Hawthorn. Within 2 minutes of the start of this third quarter, there's the kick on its way, and look at this one go, and what a goal! Well, that's making it look tough for Carlton now. So it's 10 goals, 8-68 Hawthorn, and Carlton have left 4 goals, 11-35.
Excellent play by Hawthorn. They're really teaming well together, and what a beautiful kick from just short of the 50-metre mark. Dermot Brereton right through the centre.
Brereton's second goal, and Hawthorn's second this quarter. 4 1/4 minutes have gone in the third term. Madden thumps it down again. This time Arms had it and then lost it. Russo again sharks up the mark, taken at centre field by Curran. Onto Green. Buckenara again, no mark this time. Motley caught. Buckenara spins out, got a kick at it, smothered by Alvin. Platten can't take it. Alvin grabbed with not in possession. I would have thought.
As you were right there, Pete. I think Russo missed that one. There was no doubt that Alvin was grabbed.
Hurdy Dippy Domenico is in a bit of trouble there. Got one on the hand, I think. Trainer's come out to him now, or did he get one in the eye? He looks a little sore, whichever way it goes. English has his kick smothered on this occasion. There was a fresh air shot. Alvin doesn't get a good bounce. Russo off the ground. Oh, good tackle on Motley. Harms intercepts well. Will get clear of Green over the head of Evans. He should be able to get clear of Greg Deere. Oh, good tackle by the big fellow. That was well done. I'm sure Jeans would be very happy with that.
It was a great tackle.
Carlton getting very frustrated too. That's not a good sign.
My apologies to Greg Deere, who contests this ruck duel with Madden. Madden's won most of them today. Bradley. Alvin. Oh, look at Dipper's eye. It's bleeding profusely. The right one, I think. Might be able to get a shot in the middle. And a good mark taken by Langford. Langford to centre wing. Russo. Over the half-forward line. Loose ball. Gone down there for Hawthorn by Dunstall. And it's over the boundary line in front of Buckenara. It will be thrown into the 50-metre line. And Dipper might be coming off the ground, is he?
I wouldn't think so, Pete.
Probably have to drag him off. Madden in front again. Palms it beautifully down to Motley. Knocked away from Kernahan by Abbott. Chance for Green. He gets there first. Intercepting the hand passes. Draw Carlton, though, and the mark taken by English.
33 points the difference in favour of Hawthorn. English drives the ball back to the wing position. Punched out that time by Hawthorn. That was Ablett getting out. The umpire's called. No, he's not going to call play.
He had blown the whistle beforehand, though.
Yeah, you're going to ball it up. It'll be a ball up on the centre wing position.
The whistle had gone well before the ball had come out.
So it's a ball up on that centre wing position with Hawthorn 33 points in front. Knocked out by Madden, but once again it goes to Tuck, picked up by Ute, who's played a slashing game here today. Missing the ball that time was Karen Alvin, and DP Domenico having a great battle. It's Alvin coming in. He's done pretty well since quarter time. But the kick is not too good. Smothered by Deere, picked up by Kernahan. Couldn't get clear. He's had a quiet day too as the ball goes back there. And Wallace once again gets a hurried kick to flatten. But it's a fumble and the ball is out of bounds on the centre wing position. Wallace playing a superb game in the centre, number 16 for Hawthorn.
McKenzie warming up on the boundary line, number 45.
Well, they want someone out there to take a mark down there on that forward line. They've got no one down there at all. Knocked on by Swap. Swap clear. Swap's kick is over the half-forward line. In front is Borovich. Tapped on by Brown. There's DP Domenico going for a run. He's collared on the shoulder.
Too high.
Too high against Alvin, but he collared him in his tracks, but he couldn't get the free kick.
Well, if you watch it on replay, he did tackle him too high. And here it is now. There's no doubt in the world the tackle was too high.
It was deep.
Bradley off and Robertson on for Carlton.
Well, Bradley's had a very ordinary day today, and so is his other pro to make. Look at that eye of DP Domenico's. Kernahan hasn't played much better either. So DP Domenico from about 50 metres out. Let's see whether the 1986 Brownlow medalist can kick this goal. He's going to have a shot. He's pretty confident. But he's hooked it up there towards Broden. Tapped on by Dunstall, backing up as Motley, grabs it on the boundary line, falls over, still going out, can't pick it up, and well smothered by Dunstall. Platten goes over the line. It's finally cleared out that time by Dool. Now kicked off the ground by Bernie Evans, and there's a mark to Blackwood. I think that knock that he got early in the game stunned him, but he's been out of, hasn't been in the picture very much. Over it goes now to Glasgow, showing pace. He's grabbed, oh, they're tackling beautiful. That was a good one by Loveridge. And Swab's hurt and got one on the knee, but he got it out to Loveridge. Okay, out it comes to Ayres. Ayres out there on that half-back line looking for a lead. But Hawthorn playing the strong football of Brown and getting away from Dorridge. Takes a good mark and then copped a pretty heavy bump from DP Domenico. 60 metres out, 65 metres out, goes for a short pass. Buckenara taps it in beautifully, but the umpire ruled it's out of bounds.
Oh, gee, that was pretty close.
So it's out of bounds about 45 metres around from the Hawthorn goal as we approach the 9.5-minute mark of this third quarter. 35 plays 68 in favour of the Hawks. And they're starting to look very good for this 1986 flag. Carlton have got to do a few drastic moves out there to try and lift their team because they're playing poorly. then again, we're taking credit away from Hawthorn. They're doing a superb job here as Deere smothers the ball, gets it back to Curran. Glaskett's there with him. And the umpire will ball it up right on the 50-metre attacking line for Hawthorn.
There's on runner George Stone having a few more words to Dippy Domenico, as Bradley is spoken to on the bench. He's got an injured hand or whatever. Madden wins that one again. Glascott is well caught by Gary Ayres. Down goes Rhys Jones, and once again a stalemate. According to the umpire, it's going to be a bounce at Hawthorn's right half-forward flank. Madden and Deere. Won by Deere that time. It's picked up by Dean. Dean's kick to centre wing. Johnston was the flyer. Ball beats Hunter over the boundary line in front of Chris Mew. And it's going to be a boundary throw-in again. 10 3/4 minutes gone, third quarter, 86 grand final. Madden with Deere. Hit Madden on the head. Loveridge grabbed well by Melbourne. Schwab dives on top of it for Hawthorn. Good soccer tactics by Melbourne. Gets clear. Ayres has got him, has he? Holding the ball, dropping the ball. No, good tackle by Hawthorn. Eade copped the ripper. Advantage rule played. Loveridge plays on because umpire Cameron had played a free kick. Dunstall in. Oh yes, well spoken. Good talking by the Hawks, Lou.
Well, actually, Dill stopped it, Bob. I don't know why.
Might have been the old let it go trick, was it?
Well, I think the kindness of Bruce Dill, Lou, a very, very fair player right throughout. And grand finals or not, Bruce Dill doesn't alter his game.
Bruce Dill's 359th league game. Dunstall's kick is off target, or is it coming around? It might be a goal. It's a goal.
No matter how you plan to spend your retirement, one thing you're going to want is security. And that's exactly what Westpac's Club 55 offers. An investment package that gives you a high rate of interest paid monthly. Free advice on anything to do with your retirement or your money. Excellent travel benefits. And free access to all the advantages of our national electronic banking system. Most of all, it gives you a secure start to the rest of your life. Club 55 from Westpac, the bank.
That was Dunstall's fourth goal as Hawthorn lead 74-35. Picked up by Evans, but the mark is taken by Abbott. It was a play-on call, knocked away by Dorotich from Motley. Now he has played it, actually. Motley's mark at half-back in pursuit. Brereton, he's gone out wide. Dipper puts in the body well. It rebounds to Elvin, who also goes down. Robertson and Dippy Domenico wrestle. Elvin comes out with the ball. Wallace on centre wing.
Good play by Dippy Domenico. He put pressure on them.
Yes, otherwise he would have taken a certain mark. Wallace's kick to Brereton. Elvin and Dorotich might be content to see it over the line. They do. It's a boundary throw.
Well, Carlton fumbling badly, not playing with any confidence at all, and of course it's the strong tackling of Hawthorn that's put them off balance just about all day, except for about 10 minutes into that second quarter. Ball back into play again, knocked out by Madden. Oh, we see Evans copped in the face, and Bernie Evans will take the free kick on the 50-metre defence line. But Carlton, I think, have only had the ball over their half-forward line twice this quarter. Up goes Blackwell, couldn't hold the mark. That's been their form for quite some time. Johnson in trouble. Finally gets a hurried kick back, looking for Madden, and the big fellas grabbed the mark out there in the centre wing position. A hand pass to Johnson. And they get the ball over their half-forward line. Coming out now is Hunter, but good play on the part of Mew. Knocked it out. Burley Evans copped one from Russo. Couldn't get clear. Out to Melbourne. They're smothered and they can't get out of these packs. Carlton, they've got no hope. Russo got one in the face. But the umpire will ball it up.
Right, he did get one in the face.
Certainly did. But the tackling of Hawthorn is really ferocious, Bob.
They sort of tuck dive on the ball and then they kick it off the ground. They've been tremendous, and you can't underrate the game of Rodney Eade either, Lou.
Certainly played a great game. Packet goes to Swab. Platten is the last one to kick the ball back over the centre line. Dean goes to the mark, couldn't hold it. Curran won't give in. That's the form of Hawthorn today. They're really worked up as we see Green go for a hand pass, but it's intercepted. And the ball driven back there by Carlton over their half-forward line. Punched out again by Langford. Swab taps it over now to Weed. It comes back to Johnson in plenty of trouble. Finally over to Mackenzie. Mackenzie's kick is not a good one. A chance for Kernahan. Didn't go after the ball. Picked up by Ablett out wide. And there's Bertie Di Domenico going after it. He couldn't pick that one. It's Alvin coming out of the pack, showing a lot of pace over to Blackwell. DiPiero Domenico nearly grabbed him, a shot at goal, but it's off target and through for 1 point. That's their first score for the quarter.
Good pressure by DiPiero Domenico there, and he might have got a cramp.
11 goals, 874 Hawthorn, looking really good to Carlton. 4 goals, 12-36 into this third quarter of the 1986 grand final by just on 15 minutes. Wait now for the ball to come back into play by Mew. Drives it out there towards the half-back. Well, that's Platten going up high.
Play on.
Trying to claim the mark as Reece Jones, but he finally gets his kick over the half-forward line. Pushed out by Mew. He's had Hunter well covered today to Loveridge from Swab. Back it goes to Rodney, and he's played a superb game. He hasn't put a foot wrong all day, that fella, Bob.
Quite an excellent game, Lou. He put Bradley right out of business before he was taken off the ground. And once more, he's got kicks himself.
Boundary throw in at the 50-metre line. Carlton's forward pocket, forward flank. It's Reece Jones trying to get clear. Finally gets boot to Glasgow. Johnston sidesteps. Mew. Here's a chance for Melbourne or Blackwell. And it's rushed through for 1 point, or is it out of bounds? Might be out of bounds, it is, and so a throw in left forward pocket for Carlton as we approach the 16-minute mark of the third quarter. Robert Walls, the Carlton Brains Trust. Tuck fumbles. Evans, Eade again.
21 possessions to lead, Pete.
Looks for DiPiero Domenico out there with Alvin. Alvin beats him for it. Now Dippers into his back. It's just about out of bounds. Again, DiPiero Domenico applying the pressure. It's a boundary throw-in applauded by Russell Green, the efforts of Hawthorn's number 9 player.
They've had a great view of those two, just the same, Bob.
Alvin's done a good job too, Lou. They've both been fine players.
Yes, Timmy Alvin's done well. So is English. The Carlton. Madden wins this one hard. It's the front runner. Green just about has him. Picked up by Langford at the 50-metre defence line for Hawthorn. Langford around the boundary, looking for DiPiero Domenico, and he's almost got the mark. Alvin caught by Platten. Glasgow runs into Platten. Out of bounds. So he's still on the centre wing at a boundary throw, and again to Fogger.
Hawthorn just won't let up. They go right after him all the time, Pete.
Deere with Madden. Madden to halves. Well, knocked back to Schwab, who had his kick partly smothered. It's into the centre field area, knocked down by Ayres. He might be able to pick it up himself. Good tap on, onto Russo. Boot the ball quickly. It's a play-on call. Won't be a mark because it was touched. Good umpiring. Curran over to Ayres. Ayres goes long. Dorotich in front. Brereton can't get clear. Well played, Dorotich. Out comes Dunstall with a snapshot. Might be through. It's a goal.
Go. Brian needs a hand.
Okay. Oh, sure, the owner's with SIO.
Oh, car insurance is all the same.
SIO's different. The woman there explained why agreed value's better. Most companies only pay out market value. That's often much less. SIO make it so simple even you could understand it.
Hey.
Victorian from Victoria's on there, the SIO.
They're okay.
Jason Dunstall's 5th goal. Hawthorn leading 80-36 in the 1986 VFL Grand Final.
Well, Carlton desperate now. Harms on the ball.
Madden knocks it down. Picked up by Russo. Wild hand pass over the head of the umpire. Racing forward is Schwab to get it away from Melbourne. Harms on the ball, as Bob mentioned. Long up towards full forward. Looking for Hunter, but it's out of bounds. And we'll check on the boundary umpire. It's on the full. Hawthorn free kick.
Well, this fella's had a bad day today because Mew's had him well covered to Hunter. As they go now, as the ball driven up there towards the forward pocket. Going after us, McKenzie in plenty of trouble. A good hand pass to Blackwell. Has a running shot at goal. But it's off target. It's through for another point, so they can't score a goal. They haven't scored one for the quarter. 4 goals, 13-37 Carlton. Hawthorn, 12 goals, 880. And by golly, they're looking good, Bob Hawthorn, aren't they? Their tackling has been superb here today, and they're backing up, and they've put the Carlton Stars out of business.
Real finals football.
Just goes to show you go about your merry way. Carlton played a fortune for their play, but Hawthorn still battling away, and you see Melbourne take a mark from about 45 metres out. Boy, do they need a goal.
Kick 2 already, Melbourne.
Well, they're not out of it yet, but their chances are gradually fading, Peter. We wait now for Melbourne from about 45 metres out. And be all right. It's a goal. That's the first for the quarter for Carlton. That's Melbourne's third goal. So it's Hawthorn 12 goals, 880 to Carlton 5 goals, 13, 43. Still a difference of what, 37 points.
On replay, we see Melbourne having no trouble there, and then an excellent kick by Melbourne. And each time that Carlton have needed a goal, it's been Melbourne who's put the one on the board. Johnson limping around there, and his opponent Swab has done an excellent job too.
He's had him covered pretty well. And the Gibby off the ground pretty quick as the ball knocked on by Madden over to Harms. Let's hope he can do a bit of difference since going on the ball. A hurried kick by Deere out towards Glasgow. Grabbed the mark. Had a big chance for Carlton to go deep into attack. He's gone wide looking for Blackwell. He couldn't hold that pressure from Wallace, but he's clear. Looking for a pass to Alvin. Chips in. Harms got one on the top of the head. The umpire didn't worry about that. Now he'll play a free kick and listen to the crowd go mad. But Hawthorn get this one.
Looked like a fair pop.
I thought he got Harms. Well, that was in the back, no doubt about that.
As you called it, Lou, I thought it was a free kick by Wayne Harms.
It looked fairly obvious from our vantage point.
Oh, hit him right in the head.
It did look like it.
Ball back out there towards the wing position. They all missed that, and the ball is out of bounds on the centre wing. Let's go down to Peter Donegan now, a man on the ground for a report on Craig Bradley.
Yes, Louis. Well, Craig was sitting on the bench for a while. They've taken him into the rooms. When he came off, his right hand was bandaged and very swollen, and obviously they're taking a look at that.
Gary Ayres taking an excellent mark and has made the big difference against Rhys Jones in this game.
Ayres at centre field.
Hunter and Mew having an argument behind play.
Dunstall and Gould. Now 3 Hawthorn players are there. A couple should do the shepherding for Russo. Russo's gone high. Who have Hawthorn got there? Curran couldn't take it. English
tried hard all day.
I think he's just about been their best player with Tommy Alvin. And of course Madden's done excellent work on the ruck. Dippy to Medico to Platten. You'll have to kick this quickly from the boundary line. Rhys Jones, well played. It hits it straight to Curran, who gets dispossessed very quickly. Melbourne, good tackle on him by Dunstall. Ball booted up to Ayres, and Ayres takes the mark at half forward, decides to play on from the 50-metre line. He gets flattened. It might be a goal, or he'll get another kick. I think he's goal. Goal umpire checking with the field umpire. And it is a goal.
In today's high-tech world, tyre fitting is more than just a job. At Bob Jane T-Marts, it's a highly skilled trade. That's why Bob Jane T-Marts develop young Australians like Chris Wilde through their own training scheme. It's important to you as a customer and our success as a company to always offer the best personnel, the best choice of brands at the lowest prices, and above all, the best service.
And the best service is what we give you at Bob Jane T-Marts.
Gary Ayres' first goal, back into the centre. Hawthorn leading now 86 to 43, so a difference of 43 points as Rhys Jones tries to crash through. Umpire Peter Cameron has decided it will be a bounce and comes into talk for a couple of players. Tommy Alvin, Dipper, the name just
Dipper's DP Domenico limping pretty badly there too, Pete, in the centre of the ground.
He is. Well, Wayne Johnston was a short time ago. So a few sore players.
Well, Hawthorn still have a news there interchange. That's Morris and Kennedy.
They're on the boundary line at the moment. Glasgow wins it, but hit it straight to Abbott. Abbott's kick is up towards half forward. Dorotich and Brereton. Buckenau has been a little bit quieter this quarter. And Carlton get clear through Robertson. Now towards their left half forward flank. Schwab fumbles out of bounds.
Out of bounds about 80 metres around from the Carlton goal. They've only kicked one for the quarter. That must seem as though it's about 48 miles away from their goal. Waiting now for the umpire to bring the ball back into play. Knocked out that time by Langford coming over the top of the back of the pack. Platten kicks it off the ground. There's a chance now for Reid, but it beats him. But he's been a fine player today. Notice that Ayres went down behind play there too, Bob.
We'll just push, Luke.
McClure warming up to come back on.
Bradley coming out from in the rooms, Pete.
Waiting now for the ball back into play. Either ruckman got control. That English gets a hurried kick, but intercepted by Ayres. And what a game that fella's played today as it goes out there towards DP Domenico. Doherty, but DP Domenico grabbed him. Going after it now is Alvin, right on the boundary line. He put it out of bounds before he punched it. And the umpire will throw it in. Johnson going off the ground, limping pretty badly. And DP Domenico coming up the ground too.
He doesn't want to.
No, he won't come up. He's still on there. Loveridge got the ball now. Hawthorn, the more desperate side, up towards Dunstall. Punched away by Dill. Buckenara comes in, taps it over now to Russo. A running shot at goal, and that's good. Well, they're really killing it now, the Hawks, and are they looking good, and are they happy? And so they should be then. 14 goals, 92 to Hawthorn. To Carlton looking pretty sick. 5 goals, 13-43. Morris coming under the ground. Well, they're interchanged.
Love obsessive in a time of change. A time that would see Australia divided and families and friendships destroyed over a war in a place called Vietnam. Coming soon, an epic love story passionately told against the march of great events. Sword of Honour on 7.
And they're looking good again, as we said before. 14-8-92, Hawthorn to Carlton, 5 goals, 13-43. The centre bounce again. And Carlton have only scored 1 goal for the quarter.
Swab off Kennedy on.
Swab up the ground, and that shows a sign of confidence. They're moving him around a bit now, Hawthorn, as Wallace goes after it. Did he get one on the back from Blackwell? The umpire said no. They've been very consistent today, the umpires. You couldn't growl about that. It's Blackwell out there on the centre wing position, going for a pass, looking for Kernham, but he's been swamped today. Well played by him as he knocks the ball back out there to Langford. But that kick is marked out there by Carlton's Glasgow. Dean, I should say.
Dean from centre wing up the half forward. Mark taken by Madden. Beautiful hand pass to Hunter. Hunter has to get clear. He's flattened into the goal square, and Kennedy comes out to see the ball safely over the line. 26 and a half minutes gone in the third quarter.
Looking a pretty
Wayne Johnson has a rather large ice pack, and Dipper looks as though he's gone 4 rounds with Joe Frazier. Hunter tries to crash through. Chance for Kernaghan. Hunter again, tackled by Tuck. Abbott around McClure, not quite. And again, smothered by Kernaghan. Rhys Jones gets the hand pass out. Langford, McKenzie, Glasgow, smothered again. Eade, hit by Evans. And it's going to be a bounce, yes, in Carlton's full forward position.
And once again, the smothered off the boot, and there's DP Domenico. Looks like a crook ankle with the ice pack on the ankle.
So bounce, only 20 yards or 20 metres from the Carlton goal. Knocked down to Evans, a snapshot at goal. Is through. That's what they needed. The Carlton still fighting, and the Blues bring up their 6th goal. 6-13-49 to 14-8-92.
That's a nice piece of raving by Bernie Evans, but we haven't seen a great deal of Evans today. But on replay now, we see from the bounce, Kernaghan gets the tap down. Evans reading it beautifully, and a very nice snap from a different angle, from behind the goals, and still the same score.
28 minutes have gone. 43 points in favour of Hawthorn. Madden and Dio, won by Madden, picked up by Harm, but the ball was knocked out of his hands pretty quickly. Curran and Russo combined well for Hawthorn. Russo's kick up to Buckenara. Has he got the mark? No. Dunstall grabbed by Motley. Buckenara, or thrown out to Platten. Platten has a right foot snapshot. Underneath it is Brereton. Good play by Dorotic. Brereton recovers to Quicker and goals! Well, I thought it was out of bounds. I thought Dorotic had done a good job. Brereton's third, 15-8, 98 to 6-13-49.
But Dorotic stopped Brereton played on. That's the out of being a star footballer, Bob.
I think that's the difference. Lou have summed it up as Buckenara takes it. Buckenara with a nice little hand pass out to Platten. Platten then snaps towards goal. And we'll watch. Dorotic does a good job to punch it away, but then he did stop. Probably not so much stop, but didn't know where the ball was. From a different angle. The snap back in the centre.
Centre bounce again. Deer grabbed that one. He's showing a bit more confidence now. Over to Glasgow out there at half-back. Brereton's after him. He gets away from him. Drives the ball out wide, looking for Hunter and found him. But kicks have been scarce for Kenny Hunter, the West Australian champ. He's only had about 5 possessions so far. Kerner, Madden couldn't hold that. McKenzie's grabbed 3 Hawks there, backing up well together. Have it over to Langford. Langford out wide looking for Brereton. He's attacked that time by Dodd, but still gets a hand pass back. Coming in to meet it is Dean. He's collared. Back Back it goes to Kennedy. Scoots around Dorotich. A hand pass coming over now to Brereton.
He just got back from over the fence.
He got over the fence. I think he likes doing a bit of show business stuff. Out to English. It's driven up there by Carlton again over their half forward line. In comes Abbott now again. Drives the ball back towards Brereton. Tapped it on. Should have marked that. Robertson missed it completely. Tapped on by Ayres over to Green. A running shot at goal. But he's off target and through for 1 point. But they're doing all the attacking, and they're certainly the most aggressive side. There's Brereton going over the fence. I think he helped himself over there. He wanted to do a bit of acting, I would say.
One of the keen Foxes,
could have. Picked up by Dean in a bit of trouble trying to get clear. Finally does, goes for a short pass looking for Melbourne, but Tuck's got him pretty well covered. Goes for a tap on, but it beats him, and the ball
Free
is
kick,
out of bounds.
holding the man. Melbourne doesn't realise it.
No, Melbourne didn't think it was a free kick, but he's got one. And there's the siren to end the third quarter. And Hawthorn in a very good position for this 1986 grand final. 15-9, 99 Hawthorn to Carlton, 6 goals, 13-49. Well, Hawthorn got those first 2 goals within about 2 minutes of the start of the third quarter. And of course, we've had over 101,000 here today, which is a great crowd to see Hawthorn really put Carlton out of business. But the most impressive part about Hawthorn today was the team effort, plus the aggressiveness of the side and their tackling. They've really put Carlton off balance. Carlton superstars, their imports, have hardly been sighted. Bradley's been missing, and he's not the only one, Pete.
No, though he certainly isn't. They have been down, very much down on their performance in the second semi. We'll take a break. 99-49.
Can hardly walk. 30 Deputy Domenico got a kick on the ankle. They've iced it. He's had 2 stitches in his eye, but if they need him, they'll need a permanent tank to stop him from coming back onto the ground.
Great mark to Wallace in front of Blackwell. Wallace a short pass to centre wing, and the mark is taken by Abbott. Deer. The big guy's over. Gets it back to Ayres and turn to Loveridge. And it's out of bounds. The walking wounded.
Swab and DP Domenico having a chat.
Madden and Deer. Madden again gets the tap out, but not a decisive one. Rhys Jones, short kick. Mackenzie marks, has to play on. Mackenzie up towards McClure. Langford at the back. Hunter out of bounds. In Carlton's left forward pocket. 1 3/4 minutes into the final term. Blues need some goals quickly. 39 is Abbott. 4 is Kernahan. On to Hunter. Hunter's left foot snapshot is going pretty close. Russo gets backup support from Rodney Eade, and the Hawks are able to run the ball out of defence.
And Rodney Eade's played a superb game here today. Goes for a short pass. It's okay, and it's marked by Russell Green, the Hawthorn vice-captain.
Taking some good form today too.
Over to Tuck. And they're doing as they like now as Abbott picks the hand pass from Tuck. Madden's got the mark. Well, he's battled pretty hard, Bob.
He has.
Knocked the ball out, but not always to a man, but still he's in there trying. The kick by Motley is out wide, and it's out of bounds on the full. That'll be a penalty free kick going out there to Ayres. In my opinion, just about the best player on the ground. Short pass. Buckenara's got it. What a game he played out there with half forward, too. He's kicked, how many goals up to this stage? 4 goals up to this stage of the match. A little bit hesitant that time, decides to go for the long kick into the goal square. Brereton at the back, punched out by Dool, and through for 1 point. Of course, Bruce Dool, playing his last match today, has had his hands full with Dunstall, because Dunstall's kicked 5 goals up to this stage of the game, Bob.
Yes, he certainly has, Luke.
Waiting now for Dool to bring the ball back into play over the 50-metre defence line. Punched out by Deer. Back it goes there to Green. Picked up by Rhys Jones. Grabbed by Platten. Couldn't get clear. That's Madden to get him out of the trouble there to drive the ball back there towards Hunter, but he's not having much luck today. Muse had him well covered and cleared beautifully back towards that half-forward line, but that's Robertson grabbed again. That's been Hawthorn. The tackling been superb. And finally it comes out wide to Tommy Alvin, and Alvin's got him on the centre wing position. We're approaching the 4-minute mark. There's a hand pass to Glasgow, back to Alvin again. He has to get a hurried kick down there towards the forward pocket. McClure comes out, but Langford's well on top of him here. Back to Kernahan, who's had a dirty day today. He can't get clear. They smothered him. First of all, he had Langford on him. Then in that third quarter, they put Abbott, would put him out of business too. Kernahan's had 6 possessions up to this stage of the match. Not good enough for a centre half forward. He knocked that one out to Blackwell. A hurried kick for goal, but it's off target now to bounce on the form. That'll be a penalty free kick to go down there to Tuck in the back pocket position. So 4.5 minutes gone just about of this last quarter of the 1986 Grand Final. It's Hawthorn 15-10-100 to Carlton, 6 goals, 13-49.
Michael Tuck, Hawthorn captain's going to bring the ball back into play. Kicks over Motley. Ayres and Rhys Jones, chipping in as Chris Mew.
Quite a fine game this fella too, keeping Hunter quiet like he has, Bob.
Certainly has.
Mew, or wobbly punt kick. Just over the head of Platten, and the mark is taken by Alvin. Alvin up towards centre field. Hunter got one in the back. He'd effectively stopped him. We'll get a 15-metre penalty. It's been brought back on the mark. Hunter plays on. McClure at the back is Mew though again. On to Tuck, who fumbles. Makes amends, looking for Platten. Platten on the wing position. Ball just a little bit too wide for him. And the throw-in will take place in front of the MCC members' stand. Madden taps it down, picked up by Motley. McClure has it knocked away by Langford. Langford follows up. Good hip and shoulder. Ball paddled further forward. Chance for McClure again. Plenty of fumbling going on at the moment. Finally socked away by Russo. Out to Wallace. Breaks the tackle from English, but only just onto Langford at left centre wing. Langford's kick is up to half forward, and the mark is taken by Green. As I said, back into some of his best form today, Russell Green. Green, the lead is from Kennedy, and Kennedy marks at half forward. Thought about going on with it. Bernie Evans made sure he didn't. Won't be a 15-metre penalty.
Kennedy was acting for the 15-metre penalty, and umpire Russo right on the job.
So John Kennedy, with only his second kick of the day.
His father's here today. I wonder who he's barracking for. I should imagine to be Hawthorn, Peter.
I think he'd be supporting that mob. Kennedy from about 45 metres out.
Look at this.
Is off target and through for 1 point. Yes. So the scoreboard, 15-11, 101 to 6-13-49.
Waiting for the ball to come back into play. A short one, it's okay. It's marked by Motley. Round about the 50-metre defence line, goes for a pass. Mew's got Hunter covered again. The umpire set play on. Hunter appealing for a free kick. Deere goes for a hand pass to Abbott. He caught one pretty high.
Too high.
And the umpire called play on, paying the advantage wheel as Mew drives it right down towards Dunstall. They all fly. It hits the deck, backing up well as English there at full back. Goes wide, it'll be okay, and marked by Robertson. Showing a bit of pace, he better bounce it, getting away from Ayres, but he'd be pretty tight. He's had a million touches out there today. Now it goes there towards Tuck. Good play by Tuck. And it's Russo sending Hawthorn back into attack to Johnny Platten. Punched out by English, but Platten won't give up. He goes after it again. And the little rover from South Australia was grabbed. No, yes, he was grabbed, but he didn't have the ball. I thought so, and the umpire will play a free kick. There's Alan Jeans. He'd be a pretty happy coach now. I'm pretty sure he knows he's got this game in the bag.
On replay now, we see just why John Platten got that free kick.
Difference 52 points in favour of Hawthorn. Off the top of the pack again as a go for Dunstall. Kick goal number 6. Dill right on his back, and the ball is finally forced out of bounds. It's out of bounds. 49 plays, 101 in favour of Hawthorn. Groton and Dill having a bit of a mix-up, but there's no way in the world that Dill will get reported in his last game. All back into play again. Knocked out by Madden, picked up by Kennedy, a snap and goal, a chance for Dunstall again, coming out after it, it beats him and goes out of bounds. So it's out of bounds in the forward pocket position, about 30 metres around from the Hawthorn goal. And we're just over the 8.5-minute mark of this last quarter. Waiting for the throw in again. Madden and Deere. Platten trying to get out of the pack. He's grabbed by 2 of them there, Motley and English, and the umpire said he had no. They threw him out of the pack like he was a little flea or a fly, and the umpire will ball it up about 15 metres out from the Hawthorn goal again.
Madden on his own. There's the hand pass to Dean. Alvin, well caught, not a long kick. Loveridge, snapshot, marked by Bill right in the last line of defence. To Dean. Look for English or Reece Jones. Reece Jones. Up the centre wing. Good mark to Robertson. Now Carlton showing a bit of system. Blackwell on his own in front of Wallace. Looks for Hunter. Hunter marks, or does he? Yes, he has played it, umpire Peter Cameron. It's a play on call now. Evans has it knocked away from him. Chris Mew can't handle it. Looking for a free kick was Bernie Evans. Might be one there, is there? No. Boundary throw in to follow. In Carlton's left forward pocket. We've been playing nearly 10 minutes into the last quarter. Kernahan at Abbott. It's a wrestle. Blackwell grab. Did he have it? Umpire Peter Cameron says holding the ball.
Oh, that's murder.
I'll say it is.
I thought your call was right. I thought it was a free kick to Blackwell.
Mew takes the free kick for Hawthorn. Looking for Platten. He gets overrun purely by weight of numbers and also by Wayne Harms. Good tackle by Russell Green. Buckenara just about gets him. But a good mark taken. Mackenzie, is it?
15-metre penalty, Pete.
That'll bring him well within kicking distance. He's only about 30 metres out and directly in front of goal. He started on the bench for Carlton. Had a chance to bring up a badly needed goal for the Blues. Which he has done.
The TV in your day should be a national.
And stations around Australia.
World News. For the team, George Danikian. Good night.
And he's bowled him. That's the one that very often
Television for tomorrow as well as today.
You can get them now from National.
From National.
Craig Bradley on the boundary line as it looks as though Bernie Evans is coming off the ground. 55 to 101. That was Mackenzie's first goal for Carlton. Hawthorn haven't scored a goal in the final quarter so far. Motley. Ayres at centre field. Ayres goes out towards right half forward flank. No Hawthorn player within Cooey. Now finally Dunster on the scene. Dool just about caught with the ball. Now it's left to Curran. Curran on the boundary. Snapshot is off target though, and Dorotich on his own takes the easiest of marks. He'll get all done.
Dorotich goes for a hand pass. Dangerous over to English. Back to Dorotich again in the back pocket. Out wide towards that half back line. And the ball finally punched out of bounds by Kennedy. But at least he's kept it about 60 metres, 70 metres out from the Hawthorn goal. They're trailing by 41 points. 55 plays, 101. Packet comes to Reece Jones. He can't pick it up. Kennedy applying plenty of pressure as we see
Free kick downfield.
Free kick downfield against Kennedy. Russell Green, I should say. Not too happy about it.
No, it's going to come back. It's not downfield. Before, it must have been before he kicked it, in the opinion of the umpire.
So we wait now for Reece Jones out there at half-back. Boots the ball out towards the wing position. And there'll be a mark to Kernahan. And they've been pretty scarce for this guy today. It's his third mark for the match. Punched away again. Bucket comes tapped on by Loveridge. It's Morris getting clear there on that half-back line. Boots the ball towards centre-half forward. Alvin at the back. Buckenara misses it as well. Coming in to meet it now is Robertson, but Green's right on his tail. Robertson goes down. Good play by Robertson as he gets it out to Dorotich. Out to Reece Jones on that half-back line. Not too happy with Reece Jones. I don't think he's done too much wrong today. Coming in as Bradley. Been off the ground for about half the match, but if Reed's got him covered like he did in that first half, it'll be half against him. What do you think about that, Bob? It's a 15-metre penalty. This gives Bradley a chance to send them deep into attack, and over it goes now to Melbourne. He's in. Well tackled by Duck. That was a magnificent tackle by the Hawthorn vice-captain. Back it comes to Glasgow. Glasgow gets to his feet, boots the ball up there towards the full forward position. Tapped on by Kerner and over to McClure. McClure is clear, gets a hurried kick down there towards the full forward position. Blackwell goes in. Wallace has got him covered over the top of him, and the umpire said hold the ball again. I couldn't work that out because he had no hope in the world of getting rid of that. 1-1. Well, look at Blackwell going mad about it.
So he should. What chance does Blackwell have?
Let's see, Rivers.
Lumbridge down there in the back pocket. Over to Langford. Langford at the 50-metre defence line. Goes for a short pass, not a good one. And Robertson. Actually, Robertson hasn't played that badly since he came on the ground, Bob.
He's done okay, Lou.
He did so well the last time on Wallace. I wondered why they didn't put him on there at the beginning of the match. So the ball is out of bounds in the forward pocket for Carlton.
I think the choice there came between Blackwell and Robertson, and they went for Blackwell.
On the ball out.
What chance did Blackwell have of getting rid of that?
Ball back into play again. Backing up well as Mew drives the ball back, but there we see Big Matt on the way to take the mark about 65, 70 metres out. A quick hand pass. Over to Bradley. That's a hurried kick. Doesn't cover much distance. Punched out by Mew again. A Platinum. Quick hand pass to Ayres. And look at Ayres go. He's got a paddock to run. And nearly lost that, but he recovered okay. But a Carlton to play within a mile. A long hand pass to Russell Green. This could be dangerous. A long shot. But he's off target.
Buckenham on his own.
Well, there were quite a few there. 7-13, 55 Carlton to Hawthorn. 15-12, 102. A difference of 47 points. And we're just on the 15.5-minute mark of this last quarter of the 1986 Grand Final.
Is that out of bounds? Without Hunter touching it?
I think he touched it, but
Just. Would have been a free kick to Hawthorn otherwise. Hawthorn yet to score a goal in this final quarter. They've only scored 3 points. Madden. Motley. Motley on the 50-metre defence line for Carlton. Back to centre wing. Big pack of players there. And Morris has played the mark to Morris, yes. Two hands on that one. Morris, though, at centre wing. Started on the bench for Hawthorn. Madden can't take it. Dean can. Looks for the hand pass. Motley onto Alvin. Alvin from left half-back flank. Meldrum and Tuck had a good duel all day. Tuck clever enough to get the ball over the boundary line. It will be a throw-in at left half-forward flank for Carlton. 16.5 minutes gone.
Well, time gradually running out for Carlton, Pete, if they've got any chance at all.
Yes, probably about 15 minutes left for play. Mackenzie goes the big thump and hits it straight to Chris Mew, who is upset. Motley. Hunter. Hunter at the 50-metre line. Kennedy in pursuit. Could just about be a goal. Off target, bounce through for a point. Now it's out of bounds. Boundary thrower. Right forward pocket now for Carlton. Alan Jeans. Norm Goss. The statistics people from the Hawks looking a little worried, but they shouldn't at the moment, although Carlton doing better in the last quarter. Kernahan tries to get clear. I think we'll see a bounce here, which will take place right on the edge of the kick-off line. In Carlton's attacking zone, of course. By John Russo. Puts it down. McClure high. Kennedy looks for the hand pass on to Wallace, who has to go around the boundary line, and it's out of bounds only just. It rebounded off Peter Russo anyway, but it will be a throw-in. Throw-in at the 50-metre line. Carlton in attack. Knocked over the back to Morris. Mackenzie and Loveridge. Loveridge soccers it away from him. Up towards the edge of the square, and once again we will see a bounce. 18 minutes gone in the quarter.
18 minutes gone in this last quarter. And Hawthorn 102 points to Carlton 55. Down towards Carlton's centre-half forward position. Knocked on by Madden. He's done that pretty well today. Robertson coming in. Oh, there's Ayres. Played a great game, but he's had plenty of mates out there today for Hawthorn. It's been a real team effort. Chance for Hunter to get clear. They grab him. That's their form today. Over to Blackwell from 45 metres out. A running shot at goal. It's not Carlton's day today. This last Saturday in September, it's through for another point. 7-14, 56 Carlton to Hawthorn, 15-12, 102. Even though Hawthorn haven't scored goals this quarter, Bob, they're still containing Carlton and putting plenty of pressure on them.
Yes, Carlton are not doing enough to look as though they can bridge the gap. It's doing almost look a good enough.
Going after it now is English. He actually threw that over to Dean, but the umpire gave him plenty of leniency there, and it's out of bounds. Crowd appealing for a deliberate throw out, but the crowd umpire not having a bar of it. It'll be a throw in from the centre wing position on the members' side of the ground. Well, both ruckmen missed that. Motley's kick is smothered by Abbott. Still another scramble there, and the umpire will ball it up once again. Hawthorn have been superb today. This is a typical Hawthorn battle here today. A side that we're very proud to watch. There's Motley with a blood nose. There's been plenty of those today. It's been a tough game, but Hawthorn showing that they're much the stronger side. As we see Holmes get it over to Kernahan. Back it goes to Glasgow. Looking for Hunt. He's got a chance to mark this one. He does. Gets away from you. And he's found that very difficult today. He's about 50 metres out from goal. There's the kick. McClure at the back. Kernahan's there too, and he's grabbed the mark. And he's well within kicking distance. But right on the 20-minute mark of this last quarter, he's yet to score a goal. And the difference, 46 points. So it'd have to be a miracle for Carlton to win it, but we've seen funny things happen in football, Bob, haven't we?
I don't think so from this position.
No, I don't think so. But still.
Bradley coming off again.
Bradley's had a bad day, and this fella hasn't been too high either. Kernahan. There's the kick, and that's his first goal for the match, and Carlton are on.
We asked these people what they'd say to a mayonnaise containing 70% oil.
What? 70%? Never.
However, Kraft Natural Polyunsaturated Mayonnaise with less than half the oil content of praise left them lost for words. Much less oil. Kraft All Natural Polyunsaturated Mayonnaise. Less oil, more
62 plays, 102. 40 points the difference. Wallace couldn't get that out. Motley fumbles, and once again the umpire will ball it up at centre field.
Sure, Hawthorn to score a goal in the final quarter. They've added only 3 behind. Carlton have kicked 2 goals, 1. But the third quarter was the one that did the damage for Hawthorn, as it's knocked away by Madden to Russo. Russo to left half forward flank. Out comes Platten. English right there with him. He's got it on to Rodney Eade. Can Hawthorn score one in the final quarter? Dunstall leads out. Gets the hand pass on to Wallace. This might be the one that they needed. Wallace's shot is going through for a point at the goal umpire's feet. So 4 points they've added in the final quarter. A difference of 41 points. Dorotich looks for Evans. Motley grab when not in position will take the free kick for Carlton. Well, Evans it is rather. Bernie Evans at the 50-metre defence line. Looks for Hunter. At the back is Kernahan. Kennedy loses that one out. Hunter picks it up for Carlton. Carlton certainly still playing with a lot of endeavour and fighting it right out. Robertson. They certainly haven't given up the ghost. Meldrum, great juggling mark. And here's another one. He's only about 35 metres out. And Meldrum's kicked 3 goals. So Carlton's certainly not going down without a fight. Maybe this grand final's going to come alive after all.
Knuckle tuck misjudging that one.
Completely, yes. I suppose with 4 goals, Melbourne had the better of Tuck today. Look at that kick. McKenzie. Well shepherded. Onto McClure. Onto Evans. Evans can't get clear. Now he can, but it's out of bounds on the floor. A shocker. And it will be a free kick to Hawthorn in the left back pocket to be taken by Richard Loveridge. With number 32 for Carlton, David Glascott standing on the mark. That confetti type material you can see, I guess, is torn up phone books. There's plenty of it at the moment, making conditions a little bit tricky. Morris at the back. Not fast enough with the hand pass. Curran got ridden into the ground, and he will take a free kick for an obvious push in the back. Curran, the left half-back flank for Hawthorn. Hasn't been the real damaging player that you might have expected him to be. He's kicked 1 goal. Morris. And the 15-metre penalty for knocking the ball out of his hands. Doesn't wait for it. Gets it onto Russo. Russo's gone for a pass. The lead is by Platten. Dorotich is there with him. Brushes him aside pretty easily. Then slips over. hurried hand pass to English. Platten still going. Brereton looking for a free kick. English down. Rhys Jones. Arms from right half-back flank. Short pass. He chips in beautifully. Looks for a free kick. He's got it.
And gets it. Played a great game.
Certainly has, Bob.
He was in the reserves grand final last year, Rodney Eade. So was Gary Buckenara. Can he score another one from 50 metres out? Off target, I think, or did it hit the post? 1 point again.
4 goals, 3 Buckenara.
15-14, so they've scored 5 behinds in the final quarter. Hawthorn, and they still lead by 42 points. We're half a minute from time on.
Money now for the ball to come back into play. Falls short, and there's a mark taken by Dean at centre half back. Gives it over to Wayne Harms, in plenty of trouble here. Gets it back to Glasgow. Glasgow decides to go for a bit of a run. Sends the ball long over the half-forward line, but Langford's there to take a safe mark. Been a superb defensive Hawthorns today too, Bob. Out to you. This fella's been a great player today, keeping at it or putting at it.
All over the ground, Lou. The players that have done the job that Alan Jeans has asked of them.
Certainly have. It's been a team effort. The tackling's been marvellous. Intercepting that time was McClure, but things have been pretty grim for him today as we see Hunter coming into the game now, but it's all over bar the shouting. Kernahan clashed that time with Mew, comes off the better, but Deere backing up. Plenty of Hawthorn players there. He taps it on again. Down goes Hunter. They soon collar him. He can't get out. Finally, it comes out now to Dean. They've fallen on top of him, and the umpires decided to ball it up out there on the centre wing position. 25 and a half minutes gone just about. There's Robert Walls, and no doubt very disappointed with his side's performance today. Just on the 25 and a half minute mark of this last quarter, 15-14, 104 Hawthorn. For Carlton, 8 goals, 14-62. And the Hawks have got the grand final in the bag as we see it picked up now by Russo out wide. Coming into meet it now is Curran. Dorotich chips in, but the ball is finally forced down and bounds. But it's down on Hawthorn's half-forward line, about 70 metres out from their goal. Over 101,000 people seeing the 1986 grand final. Punched on by English. It comes from Glasgow over there to Robertson. Robertson's kick is a short one. Punched away again there by Abbott. Over it goes to Hunter, back to Kernahan. They're coming into the game too late. Kernahan going for a run, having a running shot at goal. Mew upset there. The kick is on its way. We'll wait on the result. It's a goal to Carlton. 26 and a half minutes nearly gone. 9 goals, 14-68 to Carlton. The Hawthorn 15-14, 104. And that's Kernahan's second goal.
The real tempo gone out of the game, and I'm sure Alan Jeans will have the runner out trying to get his team to realise that you cannot relax no matter how short the time might be that Carlton have got left. So on replay now we see Kernahan, a nice piece of shepherding by Wayne Blackwell.
68-104. Into the centre, time on being played. Again, Carlton get the ball away from the centre where Madden's been unbeatable virtually in the ruck all day. Tuck might have got one in the back as Melbourne dives on top of him, but umpire John Russo has adjudicated, and it will be a bounce. Centre half forward for Carlton.
36 points the difference, Pete. Just we approach the 27 and a half minute mark, but it's all over by the shouting. Pete for Hawthorn.
Big pack of players. Knocked down to Russo, who's played an excellent game today. Brereton and Dorotich, they've had a great duel. Through goes Buckenara, offloaded by Dorotich. Brereton, can Hawthorn score that elusive goal in the final quarter at the Dunstan? He's kicked 5 around Dool. Great tackle by Dool, but Dunstall brushes it aside. This might be the one that they needed. And finally they break the ice in the last quarter. 6 goals to Jason Dunstall. He's played a fine game. 16-14, 110 to 9-14-68.
Well, if ever there was such a thing as a nail in the coffin,
that's it.
That certainly is it. Dermot Brereton puts the ball out in front of Dunstall. He does well to get past Dool, steadies and puts it through. For his 6th goal, a great effort when you consider the fact that Dool put it all over him in the second semi.
Realising that the siren about to go, there's a mob of players and officials on the boundary line, but back to the centre, 68-110. Knocked down by Deere on this occasion. There's the siren, and Hawthorn are premiums in 1986. The Hawks winning their 6th VFL flag, defeating Carlton. The scoreboard 16-14, 110 to 9-14-68.
Well, there's certainly a happy club at Hawthorn. It was a fine effort today. It was a team effort, and it's It's a bittersweet match today, Bob and Pete, because there's their coach, Alan James, a very elated man, and so is your man. Let's go down there and man on the ground, Peter Donegan.
Thanks, Louis. Alan James is with me now. Alan, well done. Any anxious moments? Ron Cook just making the congratulations. Alan, of course, will go over and join his players, and deservedly so. It was a real team effort last week, and even a better one today.
Thank you very much.
Well, Alan, I think, wants to join in the celebrations, and we certainly don't blame him for that. We'll join some of the players in a moment, but let's go back in the meantime to Peter Lambert.
Okay, thanks very much indeed, Peter, and the players grouping in the centre. Hawthorn in the last 4 grand finals, and Bruce Doyle playing his last game today, being congratulated there by Jack Hamilton.
And I think he's been congratulated by just about every Hawthorn player too, Pete.
That's typical of the Hawthorn Football Club, as I said before, Pete. A little bit of bitter and sweet. Sweet for Hawthorn, but bitter for Bruce Doyle playing his last game, Bob. And it's a very sad occasion for football in general, because players like Bruce Doyle only come around in a lifetime, do they? Every now and again.
There's a monument as far as this game is concerned, an ornament of football, and there's the man, the great Bruce Doyle, finished with football, and
59 games, Bob.
Magnificent performance over his career, and a shattering one today, as the whole team just couldn't put it together, but what a great performance by that club there. Hawthorn Football Club, their coach Alan Jeans being chaired by the team, and what a great team performance it was.
Well, Jeans must go down as one of the great coaches, because he coached Hawthorn, St Kilda, their first premiership in 1966, and how long has he been at Hawthorn? This is his second premiership, and he's one of the guys that coaches a football team that's respected not only by his own players, but players and officials and coaches of other teams. He's a great man for football, and the reason why he's such a successful coach, Bob, too, besides his knowledge of the game, is because he loves football so much.
And Michael Tuck, another great man of football too.
Let's go down once again to Peter Donegan. He might be getting wet with champagne.
Yes, we will be any tick of the clock now. Paul Abbott's here and enjoying a celebration. I don't think he wants to talk. I think he just wants to join in. We've got Chris Langford here with us. Chris, congratulations. That must be a real load off your mind.
Oh, it's stuff that dreams are made of. It's a great moment.
Especially after the last 2 years, the disappointments too, and the disappointment of 2 weeks ago.
Certainly, 2 weeks ago was to get a bit of a waking up, and the last 2 years we've got a bit of pride back to the club. It's great.
Chris walked with us over because the celebrations are going to start, but it really just does go to show what a great club Hawthorn is, because they always pull together. They've done it today.
Yeah, well, it's great to fight back and show that we are a club. We've been there 4 years, and 2 out of 4 is not bad.
Well, Chris, you've waited about 3 years for this feeling. Go and enjoy it.
Thank you, Pete.
Chris Langford, more shortly. Back to Pete.
Right, thanks very much indeed, Pete. Well, the official presentations to begin in just a few moments. Each Hawthorn player will be presented with the medal. The Premiership Cup will be brought out, and we'll be back for that after this message.
This 38-pound snapper was hooked by a Mr. Joe Connor of Bermagui.
Codswallop. I was hooked by his Jarvis Walker rod.
Come to a very special part of the world. It's never crowded. It's never hurried. It's always beautiful. Dunk Island, Australia.
Everything's high technology. Doesn't matter what aircraft it is. Our job's to keep them flying.
Shell announce a breakthrough. The first high-performance, unleaded petrol. Break free. New Shell Ultra High. The first high-octane, high-performance, unleaded petrol.
Kyneton, Victoria, 1945. 2 baby girls born at the same time.
They've given you the wrong baby.
So began the most notorious, emotionally explosive custody battle in Australia's
She
history.
does have blue eyes. Yours are brown. I think we've got the wrong babies.
A bizarre chain of events that shocked the world as it shattered the lives of the 2 families involved.
There has been a mix-up, mate. Nola is ours.
Angela Punch McGregor is Gwen Morrison.
We'll get justice, Mr. Calpelly.
Drew Forsyth is Bill Morrison.
You could not possibly be the father, Mr. Morrison.
Vicky Luke is Jess Jenkins.
I know I have my own baby.
Peter Curtin is Noel Jenkins.
It's going to be expensive.
Whose Baby, premiering Sunday and Monday at 8:30 on 7. A love obsessive in a time of change. A time that would see Australia divided and families and friendships destroyed over a war in a place called Vietnam. Coming soon, an epic love story passionately told against the march of great events. Sword of Honour on 7.
Hawthorn victorious by 42 points in the 1986 Grand Final as we go down now for the official presentation to our Master of Ceremonies, Ron Casey.
Hello. Hello. Congratulations to the Hawthorn Football Club, winners of the 1986 Foster's Premiership Cup. It's my pleasure to announce the winner of the Norm Smith Medal, Hawthorn's Gary Ayres. I now invite former Melbourne player Percy Barnes. Now invite the Prime Minister of Australia, the Honourable Robert Hawke, to present the Premiership Cup.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to congratulate the Hawthorn Club. They're a great club, a no-nonsense club, and they've deserved their win today. They've showed with a grit and determination in winning today that they deserve to be ranked as one of the great clubs of the modern era. Congratulations to the club, to the captain, Michael Tuck, to the coach, Alan Jeans. You can't have a grand final without a losing side. And also congratulations to the Carlton club for having got this far this season and for having done their best today. Congratulations to Hawthorn and to all their players.
And now would you honour the players by presenting their grand final medallions. Firstly, number 2, Chris Mew. Number 4, Peter Russo. Number 7, Gary Ayres. Number 9, Robert Diapierdomenico. Number 11, Gary Baganara. Number 14, Greg Deere. Number 15, Russell Morris. Number 16, Terry Wallace. Number 19, Jason Dunstall. Number 22, Richard Lovery.
Richard.
Number 23, Dermot Brereton.
Look at Dermot. Look at Dermot.
Number 25, Peter Curran. Number 26, Rodney Eade. Number 28, Chris Langford. Number 29, Russell Green. Number 30, Peter Schwab. Number 34, John Kennedy. Number 39, Paul Abbott. Number 44, John Platten. And number 17, captain of the Premiership team, Michael Tuck. And joining his captain on the dais to accept his medallion and then the Premiership Cup, the coach of the Premiership Club, Hawthorn, Alan Jean.
Captain Michael Tuck and the victorious coach Alan Jeans holding aloft the Premiership Cup, and they'll do a lap of honour with it now. And as they're about to do that, let's go downstairs to our man on the scene, Peter Donegan.
Yes, Pete, well, the players are just leaving the race and just about to go on that lap of honour, so we'll see if we can grab especially the Brownlow medalist, Bertie Dippy Domenico. Very happy Russell Green walking past. Russ, how does it feel?
It's unbelievable. 6 weeks ago I was in the seconds and I didn't think I'd get in there. Unfortunately, blokes like Rod Lester Smith got injured. I was fortunate enough to come in, and I mean, it's for those blokes we play for today.
Enjoy the lap of honour, mate. And there they go now. Bertie Dippy Domenico just in front of us. He could hardly walk before, and just as he starts the lap of honour, Bertie, the greatest week of your life.
Yeah, it is the greatest week of my life. I started training for this last year, the day after the losing grand final, and I couldn't expect anything better.
You don't look too good, but I bet you feel all right.
I feel all right.
You go and enjoy it too, mate. And of course, the captain, Michael Tuck. Michael, you've been waiting for this moment for how long?
7 years.
Well, it must be just a sensational feeling to stand in front of this crowd, especially with these guys who have done just such a marvellous job all year.
They're a great team effort today and everything like that, so that's part of it. Really, the team makes everything so much better. The individual won't win it.
Well, Tucky, take the cup around and enjoy the moment. Michael Tuck, Rodney Eade just walking along. What a magnificent job he did. Rocket, have you got the strength to get through that banner, mate?
No, mate, I think I run around it. I think I'll take the easy way for a change.
All right, well, join your mates. Rodney Eade, a fantastic feeling out here on the ground. And these 20 players from the Hawthorn Football Club deserve this moment. 100,000 people salute 20 great champions, the 1986 premiers, the Hawthorn Football Club. Let's go back to Peter Landing.
Well, thanks very much indeed, Pete, with the Hawthorn players taking the cup and dipper over to the Hawthorn fans who were gathered en masse behind the goals in the bottom and also top deck of the Western Stand, and the Hawthorn players now beginning their lap of honour here at the MCG. Bertie doesn't seem to be limping anymore, though.
That was a real fine effort by Bertie Domenico to break that barrier after limping so badly before that, but it's a marvellous thing for him winning the Brownlow medal. Hawthorn first.
I think he would have been able to get through it with two broken legs at this moment.
That's right. What a great effort by Hawthorn, Bob. It was a real team job, and of course that's typical of that Hawthorn club. They never know they don't know what the meaning of defeat is, do they? Really?
No, and there were some of the unobtrusive type players, such as Paul Abbott, who did superb jobs for their club. First of all, he put Mark McClure out of business. Then he did likewise with Stephen Kernahan. Chris Mew mightn't have finished with great stats, but he made sure that any kicks that Kenny Hunter got were really earned from everywhere on the ground. Dermot Brereton had the better of John Dorotich. I thought probably Justin Madden, English, Robertson did quite well when he came on. And, Alvin did a good job, although early in the piece, D.P. Domenico was the catalyst in a great start for Hawthorn. Peter Russo, and I think one of the old stages of the Hawthorn side, Rodney Eade's game was superb. Not to mention, of course, the tactical move, and it was a great move by Alan Jeans of Ayres onto the wing.
Okay, network stations just about to leave us. We hope you've enjoyed our telecast today from the Melbourne Cricket Ground of the 1986 VFL Grand Final. Repeating the final scores: Hawthorn 16-14, 110, defeating Carlton 9-14-68. The Hawks victorious by 7 goals. On behalf of all the commentary team here at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, Peter Vandy, a very good afternoon to you all. For HSV viewers, you will be staying with us, of course, until 6 o'clock. Don't go away, because we've got plenty more football coming up in just a few moments. The Hawthorn players making their way up the race now.
Peter Curran, a delighted Peter Curran at the moment, holding the
what a great feeling it must be for some of those younger players playing in that, and Johnny Platten playing in his first grand final side since he started football, Bob, and could have easily been playing with Carlton this year.
Yes, how would he feel at the moment?
I reckon he'd feel he's picked the winning team.
Well, you look at Russell Green going up the race. Now, 6 weeks ago, Russell Green, I think he did make the comment.
He mentioned that, yes, Bob.
He looked like he'd gone for the world. D.P. Domenico with a nice cut over the eye.
Won't worry him.
He's sore at both ends of the ground. Chief Commissioner, former Hawthorn committee man, Ross Oakley, was just going up the race. And Lou, I think it goes to prove that just money is not enough.
Well, that's right, and of course, I think you'll agree, both of you, that their imports, the players they paid lots of money for, didn't fire today, and I'm quite sure the tactics of the Hawthorn coach had a lot to do with that too, because the smothering was just superb by Hawthorn.
We'll take a break. We'll finish up with 6 goals, Brereton 3, Buckenara 4, singles to Russo, Ayres, Curran and Eade. For Carlton, 3 goals to Paul Meldrum, 2 goals to Steve Kernahan, and singles to Evans, Rhys Jones, Glascott and McKenzie.
The 1986 Victorian Football League Premiership season is proudly sponsored by Carlton, brewers of Foster's Lager.
110-68, the final score in favour of the Hawks, winning their 6th VFL flag. As we go down to the Hawthorn dressing room now, our reporter there on the scene is Peter Donningham.
Thank you, Pete. Well, understandably down here there's a tremendous air about the Hawthorn rooms, and the players are in the rooms with Alan Jeans at the moment, but some of the personalities that are here, and I noticed that we have the leader of the opposition here in Victoria, Mr. Jeff Kennett, and see, you're wearing a very happy face.
Yes, I am. It's a great team effort. Night football, premiership, Brownlow. What else could you ask for?
The best year in the club's history ever?
Yes, I think so. And a real credit to not only the players, but the administrators, Cookie, the trainers, a tremendous team effort.
Now, tell us about Hawthorn supporters. We know what the players felt a couple of weeks ago when they were beaten by Carlton. Lots of worry, I'd imagine, over the last couple of weeks.
No, I don't think so. I don't think we ever do well when we have a week off. I think we tend to lose our edge a bit, but it's proved to work very well for us this time round, and next year's another year we'll be back there again.
You'll be joining in the celebrations tonight?
I certainly will, yes.
All right, we'll let you go. Jeff Kennett, the leader of the opposition. Here's one bloke that we know his face, and it's a pretty happy one at the moment. Now, listen, we'll see if he's still got his singing voice. The boys are just about to come out as the club song.
We are at Hawthorn. We are the mighty fighting Hawks.
You haven't lost a bit of it.
I'm going to play.
You look reasonably pleased. Come back here. Come back. Why are you so pleased?
Well, I've been to 2 losing ones in the last 2 years. It's nice to get back into the winner's circle. It was great today.
What about when Carlton started coming back in the second quarter? Were you worried at all?
No, I thought the determination was there today with Hawthorn. It was a completely different kettle of fish to 2 weeks ago. And I think probably that loss at that time brought him back down to earth again, and you realise where it's really at. And it's the finals and the grand final. You don't have second chances, and that's what happened today.
Where are the celebrations tonight, by the way?
I've got to work.
I'll tell you.
Then I'll go and kick down at the club.
You'll still be there for 766?
No, I'm midweek lotto. How long have you been with 7, son?
Oh.
Obviously in the sports department.
Shirley Strawn, pretty happy. And, of course, so are everyone else in the Hawthorn rooms. As I said, the players at the moment are locked up with Coach Alan Jeans. They should be out any moment. I'm sure, thanks, Joey, I'm sure that's not going to be the last bottle of champagne that we see in here tonight. And I don't think it'll be the last time we see the Hawthorn theme song. In the meantime, I think we'll go back to Peter Landy and we'll join some of the personalities in just a moment.
Saw Bob Yeoman's there on the right-hand corner of the screen, and
I think Bob might have one or two tonight.
Oh, good luck, 28.
It's a tremendous feeling when you win a flag, and the atmosphere in the rooms is superb. But there was a little bit of sadness about this grand final. Bruce still playing his last game. It would have been, you know, we're not denying the fact that Hawthorn didn't deserve the grand final win, but you know, you go out in your last game and you go out in the way that Bruce had to go out. It's a bit sad, Bob, isn't it, really?
Hawthorn had also lost the last 2, so, you know, it's hard for a side to just keep losing, and, you know, you'd know that better than anybody. But
why? I played in the winning grand final side.
That was a long time ago, wasn't it?
It was sad, but as we've spoken again, if ever a man has been... whatever you can say about a person in football, then that's Bruce Dool. That's the best way I can say it, I think.
All right, well, speaking of the Carlton room, let's go down there now, and our reporter on the scene is Peter McKenna. Pete?
Thanks, Pete. It's a very, very quiet scene in the Carlton rooms, naturally enough, in a losing grand final side, but I'm fortunate to have had a word to Steve Silvani. Steve, best man on the ground, the second. How disappointing was it to be left out of that side?
Oh, I was very disappointed, but you know, you just have to take the good with the bad, and hopefully I'll be playing in a premiership team next year.
Steve, you must have been very impressed with the tremendous tackling and hard work of the Hawthorn side.
Yeah, they came out from the word go and really pressured our guys, and you know, on the day they were the better team.
Justin Madden seemed to control the rucks, but you weren't getting it out of the centre.
No, that's where we did fall down early on, and Wallace and those kind of players really got it out of this middle.
Their forwards, Buckenara was a handful, and Dunstall particularly on Brucey Dool.
Yeah, Buckenara, like, he was left out last year from the grand final team, and he really showed them today.
What sort of loss will it be, Bruce Dool, to the Carlton club? You've played alongside him in defence. What sort of player was he to play with?
You know, he's so much respected around the club. You know, it's a sad day, you know, for the club that we didn't go out on a winning note for Bruce, but you know, he'll be remembered for a long time at Carlton.
Well, congratulations to your form, the second. It's very, very quiet here in the Carlton rooms, Pete, and I'll throw back to you.
Right, thanks very much indeed, Pete. And Steve Silvani there, speaking to Peter McKenna in the Carlton dressing rooms. Well, I understand the Hawthorn players have come out from behind their locked doors, and they're after-match addressed by Coach Alan Jeans, and Peter Donegan is ready for us again.
Yes, thanks, Pete. Well, the boys are just out now. We might get Jason Dunstall over here if we can. Another fine performance. Jace, well done. No doubt you're enjoying that drink after a long, hard season. A great result today.
Oh, it's great. 9 months of work. It's all worth it.
I think there might be a bit of partying going on up in Queensland at the moment in your home state.
I think they'll be partying everywhere tonight, just quietly.
Now, today, The start was great. There was a bit of a lull in the second quarter when Carlton looked as though they might get back into it.
I think they threw their best at us in the second quarter. We held them pretty sway and then just took off in the third quarter.
And no problems from there on in.
Brilliant. Magnificent.
The back line, you as a forward, of course, would appreciate all the efforts put in by guys like Mew, and in fact the entire back line was superb.
They didn't give their blokes a chance. They absolutely blitzed them.
Just in one word, can you sum up the feeling?
Can't. It's impossible to. It's just unbelievable.
Well, you deserve to go and enjoy the celebrations. Congratulations, and let's hope that we'll see you back here in 12 months' time.
Thanks very much, Pete.
Jason Dunstall, the full forward who played such a magnificent game at the MCG today. Dermot Brereton's over there. I don't know whether we're any chance of getting him. He's normally such a quiet, shy lad, but we will try and get him over if we possibly can. Dermot. We'll get him over if he ever stops coughing. He's making a couple of gestures to me. I think he's ordering 2 drinks. Here he comes.
G'day, Scoop.
Well done, old boy.
Thanks, Scoop.
Now, look, you're normally such a shy reserve character. Can you put into words how you feel now?
Oh, pretty good. I feel like $1 million, you know, like the way you look.
Now, what about out on the ground today? Any worries after that great start? It really looked as though you were going to run away with it in the first 15 minutes.
Oh, I think Carlton got their feet on the ground after the first few minutes and made a bit of a struggle for us, and we had to work very hard to win it. We edged away a bit in the third quarter again. I think Carlton took it away from us a bit in the second quarter. They played very well, but the application of the fellas was excellent.
What was the difference between today's side and the one that met Carlton 2 weeks ago?
Just the application, I'd say. We were prepared to work until, you know, there was nothing left in reserve. So basically, will to win, desire.
A victory in a grand final is always sweet, but is it made even sweeter by the fact that you've lost the last 2 years?
Oh, for sure. Like also losing the last 2 years, you know, I played reasonably well last year, so I was hoping that, you know, we could win this year's, obviously because to eclipse last year's, but I think I was a bit young also when I won the first one in '83, so I can really appreciate this one.
What about the private war you've had with Mr. Dorotich over the season?
I think that's been blown a bit out of proportion by the media. John Dorotich is a very good player. He, you know, we've had a couple of tussles, probably not as many tussles as I've had with some other players. Just because the 2 grand final teams, I think they were trying to make something out of it that probably wasn't. But, you know, he's a very good player, and I like playing on him, and I suppose he's the same, because when you played on him, you feel like you played a real game of football.
Finally, can you make it 5 grand finals in a row next year?
Oh, I'd love to, yeah. I think I'll get tonight's celebrations out of the way first.
All right, well, we've got plenty more players. In fact, Gary Ayres is behind us, so I think we'll let you go and drink that.
Thanks, Scoop.
Good on you, Dermy. Gary Ayres, the Norm Smith medal winner. Gary, congratulations on a magnificent game. But I think you'd be the first to admit it was a fine team performance.
Oh, tremendous. The guys have worked really hard pre-season. Everyone put in a top pre-season to get themselves fit, because it was very disappointing the way we lost last year and also '84. And to the guys' credit, they just worked enormously today. The tackling was just fantastic, I thought.
Now, someone said you were cheating because it looked like you bought your own football.
Well, I think perhaps I just had a day out today.
Now, when you came into the game, we've asked a couple of the boys, after the disappointment of a couple of weeks ago, just what did you do to bring yourself up mentally and say, OK, we can beat them?
Well, I think we were a bit flat in the second semi-final because we had the week's break, and I don't think there's any substitute for a hard finals game. I don't think we were well adjusted to a finals performance, and we just knew that we can beat them providing we pressure and put the tackling on, and that's what the guys did today.
How much does Alan Jeans mean to the success of this club?
He's just enormous, Peter. He's such a lovable bloke. I've got great admiration and respect for the chap, and he's just fantastic.
And finally, how did it feel when that Norm Smith medal was placed around your neck?
Well, I didn't really believe it at first, but I think I'll just enjoy it now.
I'm certain you will. We'll let you go and do just that, Gary. Well
Thanks, Peter. Thank you.
Gary Ayres, the winner of the Norm Smith medal for the best player on the ground in the grand final. Well, the Carlton dressing room, unfortunately, is quite the opposite to in here at the moment, understandably. Carlton very disappointed. But in the Hawthorn rooms at the moment, well, it's just a sea of smiling faces. And we'll just see if there are any other players available. Peter Schwab, I can see over there, wearing the colours He's got, in fact, the Carlton colours on. He's swapped with Wayne Johnston. Again, as I said, you're going to hear this theme song a lot, certainly down at Glenferrie tonight. Bertie Di Domenico still walking around shaking his head. I don't think he can believe it. And he's going to have another drink. We spoke to Bertie out on the ground, and I'm sure he's just wandering around in a daze, accepting the congratulations of everyone associated with the club. And I think everyone who's ever dealt with Hawthorn has a great deal of admiration for the fact that they are such a great club. Today, they've proven it. We do commiserate with Carlton, of course. There can be only one winner. Today, it's Hawthorn. We'll be speaking to more of those.
And was just thankful for that.
The way things were going when you got out there, you didn't have too many worries either.
No, that's right. And it's all very easy when things are going for you. But nevertheless, I was just happy to get a run.
I'm sure you must be able to feel probably better than anyone for Rod Lister-Smith and what he's gone through today.
Well, that's right. I mean, it was bad luck for Rod. He had the same thing that I did, but I think he had a medial ligament, which is a bit more involved, and you can't afford to take a risk with something like that, whereas mine was cartilage, and luckily I did mine a little bit earlier and gave me a chance to play. But Rod certainly be very disappointed, but that's football. You can't do much about that.
Your father was here today watching you?
Yes, he was here somewhere, so he'd be very happy, I'd say.
Yes, I don't think there's too much doubt that his allegiance would have laid with the Hawks today.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Well, John, we'll let you go and celebrate on one condition. Don't drink too much champagne because you've had that many needles you might leak.
That's a fair statement, Pete.
Good on you, mate. John Kennedy. And the celebrations still continue here at the Hawthorn Rooms, and we'll have more hopefully in just a moment. But as we said before, unfortunately in grand finals there has to be a loser, and that loser today is Carlton. Peter McKenna is in there with them.
Thank you, Pete. I have with me Justin Madden. Justin, they jumped you right from the start and you couldn't peg them back.
That's for sure. Their start was much better than ours. I think the 5 goals that they got just kept us back all day, and we just couldn't recover from it, really.
It seemed to me that you were dominating actual hit-outs at the centre bounces and round the ground, but they were able to cover your small men.
They did. I think that was probably one of our problems all day, that when the ball hit the ground, that we were beaten quite a bit. And, in the ruck, or even from the flight of the ball, from marking contests, I think we were beaten those sort of contests all day.
The week's break after you beat them well out at VFL Park, did that make any difference?
It may have made more difference to them than I think it did to us. Like they were probably more determined to beat us, and that showed out today. Whereas I think it probably did us. I would have thought that it did us good, but it mustn't have. So that was just right.
You must have been tremendously impressed with the tackling and desperation, particularly of their back men.
Yes, I was. Some of the tackling was superb, and really, in the long run, I think that's what beat us.
Well, Justin, you did the heavy work in the ruck, and congratulations on your performance, but there are many, many more years for you to come.
Thank you very much, Peter. Thank you. Right, we did.
Back to you, Pete.
Righto, Pete. Well, we have one of the great champions. It's Peter to Peter to Peter. Peter Knights. Pete, well done.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's fantastic. The boys work really hard for it, and they deserve it. It's great.
Is it better to be out there on the field and be part of a premiership side? Obviously it is, but just how does it feel for a player of recent years like yourself to have to sit on the bench and watch it?
Yeah, it's not too easy. There's no doubt it's pretty frustrating, because when it all boils down, the guys that are out on the ground at that particular time, they're the ones that do the job, and it's frustrating that when you're up there, match committee, coaching committee, whatever, you can't really do much on the day, and it is a bit frustrating, but it's great.
We've asked the boys what the difference was between today's Hawthorn and the Hawthorn of 2 weeks ago. What did you think?
I just thought we had such an even performance. We just had a total commitment from all the guys, and I think the way they approached the game today, they had jobs to do. They all done it just so well, and I think it was just a total commitment by everyone.
There's one man who mightn't show up terribly well on the stats, but in my opinion, I thought he did a fantastic job, Rodney Eade.
Yeah, so I thought he was pretty close to our best player, actually. I always find it hard to pick our best players, but he had a job to do today, Rocket. He not only did the job incredibly well, but he also performed so well himself, and that he just got so many possessions himself. But then again, impossible to individualise. Again, that's the difference between this week and a fortnight against Carlton. We just had everybody playing well. You've just got to have that.
What are you going to be doing next year, Pete?
I don't know, Pete. I wish I knew, actually. I'm definitely going to Adelaide, moving over towards the end of this year, and I hope to be involved in football over there, but in what capacity at this stage, I'm just not too sure. But yeah, it looks like I'm going to become a crow eater.
All right, Pete. Well, all the best with what you do. Congratulations on today's win.
Thanks very much, Pete.
Former Hawthorn champion Peter Knights. Let's go back now to the commentary box and Peter Lamb.
Right, thank you, Pete, and thank you to Peter Knights down there, heading to South Australia. And speaking of South Australia, we hope viewers through ADS Channel 7 in Adelaide have enjoyed our telecast this afternoon. And at this stage, we say a very good afternoon to them. And there's a couple of Hawthorn supporters who have already started celebrating, it would appear. Grand final.